What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It's June 1st, 2025. It's a Sunday fun day, and warm welcome to everybody. Our first airplane of the show is Finnair, and we had a stream with a lot of A350s yesterday. What better way to start today's stream than with another A350? A warm welcome to everybody who has joined already. Marja, goedenavond. JD, Professor Darshane, Doekman, Bas, goedemorgen, good morning guys. Finnair flight 1301, arriving from bloody Helsinki, Finland, 2 hours and 2 minutes underway. The OHLWT Lima Whiskey Tango. Brand new airplane. First flight of this airplane was in November 2024. So this one really is rather new. Hope everybody is doing well. Wolfgang, service mate, good to see ya. Let's see, is my chat updating? No, it's not. Why is my chat not working? Reconnected the internet, was a bit slowish just now, but now it seems to be working. But on my phone, my chat window is not updating. Let's look into that after this landing. Always a pretty machine, the A350, and particularly with the minimalistic Finnair livery. In my humble opinion, one of the best. Of course, Hitachi is still here. I'm expecting it to leave no sooner than tomorrow. The firefighters are doing their round. Wind on the scale of tune smoke currently looks like so, and I'm going to fixate it and first fix my chat window on my phone because it's not updating. Disable split screen. I have to copy the URL first. Live chat URL into my notes. Copy the URL. Close the notes. Open Chrome. Paste the link I just now copied. Switch from top chat to live chat. Scroll down, also enlarge the font just a little bit. Turn around the screen another quarter turn. Oh, what's this? Is my power connection also? Oh, for a moment it was saying it wasn't on DC power. That's also that ought to be good. I think the chat is now updating again. That's good. Good morning, Evan. Good to see you again, mate. Bear with me. Good morning. Jacob, Sophie, goedemorgen. And all others who have joined in the meantime. So, status quo right now over here. This is what it looks like to the north. This is what it looks like to the west. This is what things look like to the east. And over to the south, things look like so. I'm not completely alone already. There are people. Looks like a family. And also a dad with a kid. And even behind them at the Spottersplatz itself, there are already people. We're also expecting a couple of interesting planes. The Orange Sprite, the A380 and a couple of 747s. Let me guys take you through the current state of affairs. The wind is expected to be from the southwest. If you look at the TAF, it continuously says 240 with 10 knots in the morning, and then later it is picking up to 16 knots. Right now we already have an 11 knot wind. It's blowing a little bit north of west. I'm expecting it to go back to more to southwest later, but it is crosswind, We have scattered clouds at 4,200 feet, few clouds at 3,500 feet. Atlas Air is already in Dutch airspace and is going to land in a couple of minutes from now. Arriving from Almaty, a 747-400. CargoLux is not far behind and it is expected to land here also on the Polderbaan 10:20. Zooming out a little bit, there is the Orange Pride coming back from Atlanta, ETA 12:37. Another CargoLux 747 expected 10 minutes past 1. And interesting is that the Emirates A380 now for a couple of hours already has an ETA shortly before 1 o'clock. Makes it a potential candidate for this runway. So yeah, whether or not we are going to see it, fingers crossed. If you don't have to be anywhere, stick around. Plenty is there to see. The firefighters are already coming this way, so custom emojis, lock and load. SAS coming in. What do I hear? What do I hear? The firefighters are here. Here they are, number 2. Family over there. Also, everybody was waving. You'll see they're going to honk. For the other bystanders as well, probably. Especially when they are passing past the Spottersplatz parking lot. They know what's up. Gratje, goedemorgen. Hansworts, goedemorgen. Erwin, goedemorgen. Dirk Antour, goedemorgen. Jacob Double, goedemorgen. RWY, goedemorgen, good morning. Evelyn, goedemorgen. And welcome to the show, all others who might have joined us in the meantime. I feel that my DJI mic... that was the record button. DJI mic transmitter is a little bit too far to the front. I'm placing it just a few centimeters further back so that I don't bump into it that easily with my elbow. Alright, so you heard splishy splashy, that's the fish. They are here and they are at it again. Adult content, parental supervision is advised. The field, not sure yet what crop they're growing here, but it does look nice. They are growing wheat in the field next to it. And it's looking pretty nice. Initially there were a few people on bicycles over there and they're still there. One of the infamous fat bikes. Bird control is also here. In fact, there are 2. They're multiplying. Good morning, Nico. Good morning, Benito. Good morning, Dave. Mike, good morning. Eric, good morning. Jan, goedemorgen. Karsten, goedemorgen. Guido, goedemorgen. Bart, goedemorgen. Dag het niet, goedemorgen. Kevo, good morning. Alrighty, now let's see. The 747 ought to be flying northeast of me, above the city of Amsterdam. I think if I know where I need to look, I ought to be able to see it. There are more clouds drifting in now. I do feel that with the combination of wind. I'm standing here in my t-shirt and shorts. I think I am going to put my vest on while we are while we still have a moment to do so. Means I will have to reposition my DJI mic transmitter one more time. All the while looking to the right. Somewhere over there should be a 747. There should be a 747 flying to the northwest. I'm not seeing it. Lovely early morning. Already a bit of wind. It is supposed to stay dry here. There were a few showers yesterday evening in the southeast of the far southeast, Limburg. It's the most southeasterly part of the nation. Is that a busiest? I'm hearing something pass overhead. My flight radar doesn't seem to indicate anything. I have a MacBook Benito, so yes, I am using macOS. This is EasyJet, arriving from London Stansted. Oh wait, now I do see something. It was... what was it? VistaJet, arriving from Bern. It was a busiest passing overhead. Thank you, Onno, for letting me know. I was also having a bit of slow internet just now momentarily before going live, but I restarted my router and that seemingly did the trick. Hadi Peter, goedemorgen. René, goedemorgen. And lest I forget, Onno, goedemorgen. Sweetie, good morning. Herzlich willkommen. That was EasyJet flight 27856, arriving from Stansted. Next up, an airplane that might give you the cramps if you are Luton intolerant. EasyJet arriving from London Luton. And behind it ought to appear from the right, and we can see it right now, almost at the same height visually, a little bit lower. That is Sky Express arriving from Heraklion. Air Canada is supposed to be flying to the northwest of me. So I'm looking left of me. If we can see a bank robber moving in to get our money. Wow. There you go. EasyJet, bottom right. Sky Express, top left. And the 747-400, the first queen of the show, is also flying in. I think I see it. Let's see if we can catch it. There we go. First queen of the show. Arriving from Almaty, Atlas Air. Z9 Cubing, good morning. Dutch Peter, morgen. And I see that Alan is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Best aviation channel, so many thanks, boy and crew, he writes. Mate, thank you so much for your continued support. I am going to highlight your message in a moment. 21 months, a member already. How time does fly. just like this 747. Always nice to have you in the chat, Alan. One of the many regular viewers and members with a sense of humor, up for some banter. Hope you're going to stick around for many more months to come, Alan. Big Al, approaching the 2 years, 3 more months, and you'll be joining Team Blue. In the meantime, a very good morning to all who have joined. Rob, goedemorgen. Jeroen, goedemorgen. Glutenmorgen. Yeah, I had to turn around. I need a Stream Deck, but I only have a MacBook Air, and both of my USB-C ports are already occupied. Stream Deck, of course, would allow me to use my sound effects, and with the Stream Deck, for instance, attached to my tripod leg, makes that I wouldn't need to constantly go back to the laptop, press a key on the keyboard. I already looked into it. Need more USB-C ports. My MacBook Air only has 2, and both of them are already occupied while streaming. So there's a bit of a pickle. Need to upgrade then to something with more USB-C ports. Yeah, I did look into a hub, but I'm not sure if that is going to work. I don't know from experience if one of those hubs would be feasible. One of the USB-C ports is used for data. That's the, what is it? Thunderbolt connection between my ATEM mini switcher. That's the audio and video feed from the camera. And also the second mic, the voiceover mic. And the second is the power cable, because I also need to keep it charged. Quick look at Sky Express. Touchdown without an issue. First queen of the show, folks. And another wide body behind it, that would be Air Canada. Here to take our money. Atlas Air, flight 8153. Arriving from Almaty. 747-400 freighter. November 438 Gin Tonic. That's the registration. This particular airplane is already 23 years old, ladies and gentlemen. The Z Queen began queening in January 2002. Wolfgang thinks power over the hub should work, so but that would mean power and the Stream Deck would have to both go over the same USB hub then. Is that feasible, I wonder? One is electricity, the other is data. I'm no technician by any means. Hey, Lisa, also perfectly timed. Renee says there are hubs that do PD. I don't know what PD is, mate. Can you elaborate? Power delivery. So what does that mean? You have to understand, I work in healthcare. I am not a IT or technical, very proficient man. Please elaborate, guys, because I do think that a Stream Deck would be a nice addition to the gear I'm using, with all the sound effects and whatnot. In the meantime, a very good morning to all who have joined. We have 3 wide bodies coming in now after Her Majesty has landed. More Queens are expected. The A380 also may be coming to the Polderbaan. Last time we checked, its ETA was a couple of minutes to 1, and that bodes well for our chances of seeing it land here before the secondary runway opens up. This is Air Canada Flight 900 arriving from Montreal. 7878 Dreamliner, 6 hours precisely on their way according to flight radar. 10-year-old airplane, first flight July 2014. Goedemorgen, friend Sebastian. Zakaria, goedemorgen. Good morning. We have a couple of wide bodies coming in. Let's see. Redison guy wrote something more elaborate, so I'm going back to the computer so that my chat window on my phone keeps working without interruptions. Power deliver, think you can have your video audio feed in one USB-C and hub with PD in the other. The computer will be charged through the hub. The hub will have some I/O ports. You mean you could charge the laptop via the hub and also feed the data from the Stream Deck through that same port, and then have the Thunderbolt with the audio and video from the stream in the second USB-C port. That's worthwhile looking into. If you guys have any recommendations for a hub that would be fitting, hit me up. You can find my email address in the about section of my channel page. Delta Airlines Flight 74, returning from Atlanta, Georgia, with reversers and a small wheelie to boot. That's a nice bonus. Will Delta Airlines Flight 134 do the same, I wonder? A very good morning to all who have joined. You're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy. If you joined us only now, you may have missed the landing of the first Queen already. There are more underway. I will show you what is coming up after this airplane has landed as well. This is Delta Airlines Flight 134 arriving from Detroit, Michigan. An A330neo, November 414 Delta Zulu is its registration, and it's been flying now for 7 hours and 7 minutes from Detroit to Amsterdam. The airplanes are crabbing modestly. The wind is expected to pick up as the day progresses, and wind is blowing nearly perpendicularly to the runway heading, so most of the wind is crosswind. Uh-oh, this does not look good. Traffic incoming from the west. It's a squadron of geese. Always have your wingman. Leave it to Goose. Goose and Maverick doing a cameo. Alright, the wheelie, check. Reversers, question mark? No, it's an idle reverse landing, unfortunately for us. In the meantime, a big thank you to Karsten, who just now gifted the membership, and I see that RL Godrocks is the recipient. Welcome, recipient with a difficult name, and thank you so much. Dankeschön, Karsten. Oh, the names some of you guys have I wonder where they come from. What is the inspiration? Let's have a quick look and see what is happening. For those of you joining us later, let's see if there's a new meter. We had 11 winds, 11 knots of crosswind. It is still 11 knots of crosswind. It is 18 degrees C. Now, the Atlas has already landed. CargoLux is about to into Dutch airspace. Its ETA is 10:25, so stick around. Another Queen is going to land pretty soon. More airplanes of interest are coming from the west as well. Orange Pride returning from Atlanta, Georgia. Its ETA is 12:42 p.m. local time. CargoLux is expected 10 minutes past 1. Also arriving on the Polderbaan, and this one is now also looking to land on the Polderbaan. As long as the ETA of the A380 remains firmly before 1 o'clock, it should land here, because between 12 and 1 only the Polderbaan is expected to stay open. So fingers crossed, guys. Oh, I already closed it. There you go. See that Frank is also back in the chat, and Frank AV8R. Frank AV8R. That makes it a bit easier to see who is Frank. Britty Hopper Frank, and the Frank who just got gifted the membership yesterday. Good morning, Frank. Hope you're bringing us some good news. Dennis, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, all others. Engin, good morning. Tini, goedemorgen. Marcel, goedemorgen. Avgeek Lucas, goedemorgen. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi. It's not mandatory, but it is always appreciated. Feel free to interact with all the other viewers. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. A lot of people are watching. Most of them are friendly. A lot of them are knowledgeable. They can all give you crazy answers if you ask silly questions. So give them a shot and feel free to interact. Also, if you are liking the stream, don't forget to like and subscribe. It is an easy way, a free way to help promote the channel to people who haven't heard of AMS Live yet, but who would also be interested to join our awesome community. United is also coming in. United flight 968 arrived from San Francisco. Frank Aviator, there we go. Aviator. Hadi boy, goedemorgen. Familie Davina, goedemorgen. Goedemorgen, Karsten. Salo, goedemorgen. Pieter K, goedemorgen, good morning. Henry, goedemorgen. And here I was thinking, boy was a relatively rare name, Wolfgang. There you go. Also, Bisnovat is back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope you've been well. It's been a long time since we last saw you, I've got the feeling. Bisnovat is also celebrating 15 months of membership. Hope everything is still to your liking in the lounge, mate. Let me know if something is no longer to your liking. If we need to resupply stuff, I'll get on it, stat. A massive big thank you, Bisnovat, for your continued support. And nice to see you again. Arie, goedemorgen. Willem FS, goedemorgen. Jorik, goedemorgen. Richard Hilleman, goedemorgen. Stefan, goedemorgen. Sami, goedemorgen. Herzlich willkommen. I see white bodies coming in on flight radar, coming to Schiphol. They are already relatively close by. Goedemorgen, Menno. Alrighty. Next up, Delta Airlines flight 56 arriving from Salt Lake City. Salty. 9 hours and 8 minutes it has taken this airplane to get here. A330neo, 3 years old. I'm not going to give those bastards free advertisements. Mother effers. Mother duckers. Nah, you all know what brand excavator it is. They're really good at standing in the way. So if you ever need an excavator to be annoying other people with, Hitachi is the way to go. The wind on the scale of chimney smoke currently looks like so, and the wind on the scale of windsock shows moderate arousal. Overhead traffic is visible. That's a 737. There it is. Departure to the north. Think we also ought to see contrails a little bit better than yesterday. The sky is a bit milky higher up. It's not crystal clear, but definitely not as hazy, at least as it was yesterday in the early morning hours of the stream. Yep, that's a good idea. Call boy, the bird controller bird boy. That should do it. Henry asks Henry asks if it is mandatory for Delta pilots to do a wheelie or what. You'd think so, wouldn't you? Yeah. I guess it's just the nature of A330s. They already have their nose relatively high, I think, compared with other wide-body types. If you look, for instance, at Dreamliners, but also at 737s, those usually don't have their nose wheel up so high as A330s, for instance, do. But also, looking at narrow bodies, for instance, Embraers, I think it just comes naturally to A330s since they often land so with their nose wheel already pitched so high. That's just pure speculation on my end here. Not saying that that is the truth, but that's just me speculating as to why. I mean, if you're already pitch up, it's easier to keep it up. Or at least it takes longer for the nose to have lowered all the way to the ground. Mario, guten Morgen, herzlich willkommen. Domingo, goedemorgen, good morning. Matt, goedemorgen. Matt just returned from walking the dog. He already had some morning exercise. Aviation by Jensen, goedemorgen, good morning. Thank you, good morning. Arnold, goedemorgen. Peter K says it will be hot today. Yeah, over there in Slovakia. You already, I thought you said so yesterday. Well in the 30 plus, right? Over here it is a bit more modest than it was yesterday. Yesterday it was not only warmer, we also had less wind. Right now, both a bit more wind and a little bit cooler temperatures. I absolutely am enjoying it here. I'm standing here with my shorts on. I have a t-shirt on. I now did put on my vest again to keep the arms a bit warm. But if you are walking here, or if you're cycling, you also have the wind from cycling. But walking, you wouldn't be needing anything in terms of a vest. Anyway, United Airlines flight 968 arriving from San Francisco, 777-200 9 hours 40 minutes on the way. November 77014 is the registration. She's 25, first flight October 1999. Poffertjes are running low in the lounge, Mario says. Can you ask Lisa to make some more, please? Lisa, are you there? We need Poffertjes stat. Duly noted, and I am on it. I'm hearing. Oh, I think that's a motorcycle I'm hearing. One or more. Or are they driving a little bit ahead already? Could have sworn I heard a motorcycle over there somewhere. Anyway. KLM flight 668 is next to arrive, arriving from Austin, Texas. That's a 777-200 8 hours 48 minutes on the way. The PHBQN Bravo Quebec, November. $19-year-old airplane already. First flight April 2006. Lise is special. Can't multitask. Doing laundry first. Also very, very, very important. Michael, goedemorgen, good morning. Hadi Marissa, goedemorgen. Hey Clementia, goedemorgen. And apparently we already broke through 200 likes. Thank you all so much, guys. I'm happy to hear that you guys are enjoying thus far. Hope that goes for everybody. If you are enjoying and haven't done so already, consider leaving an additional like. It really helps to bring in new people like yourselves, who once stumbled upon a thumbnail of one of our streams probably and thought, hey, let's look and see what that is all about. Liking and subscribing is a free and easy way to help this channel reach a wider audience of like-minded people who are into aviation but who just haven't heard of AMS Live yet. Chris says, let's go to 500 likes, hahaha. Well, like I said yesterday, and I cannot stress it enough, if we ever go through 1k likes during the stream, I will do another airplane dance, regardless of whether it is today or if it is on a weekday. So, something to strive for. 1k likes equals airplane dance from yours truly. And after that, with each 500 more, I'll give you another one. Beautiful glide slope shot with narrow bodies. EasyJet is now first to land here, arriving from London Gatwick. And the registration is oh dear in Dutch. Oei. OEIJJ. Oei. Uh-oh. Al flight 337 arriving from Tel Aviv next, 737-900. Lufthansa flight 988 behind it. And the third airplane that is visible is KLM flight 1352 and Embraer 175 arriving from Prague. In the meantime, a very good morning to all who have joined. This is El Al arriving from Tel Aviv. Hey, does this one have something outward that's part of the anti-missile system? First time, no, not the first time, the second time that we are seeing something on the externally on an all airplane that who allegedly have anti-missile systems on board. That certainly looks like something that was custom added to the airplane. Another airplane here about to land is Lufthansa Flight 988, arriving from Frankfurt, 49 minutes on the way. 15-year-old airplane, first flight April 2010. And Marianne says that our plane is a boy. As long as it doesn't go pee-pee on the runway, that'll get smelly. A very good morning to all who have joined. Gerard, goedemorgen. Vasser Darshne, goedemorgen. Good evening to you, I should say. What a shame, goedemorgen. Factiest, guten Morgen, herzlich willkommen. Eolus, good morning. Next narrowbody arriving is KLM. And what is that behind it? It is also KLM. So KLM Flight 1352 arriving from Prague is now coming in first. The third airplane in the background ought to be BA. Fourth airplane is approaching. And that is turning in from the east. So you might pick it up in the background. Would be Croatia Airlines arriving from Zagreb. Lance also back. Good to see you, mate. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you all. If you join us only later, you may have missed the landing of the first Queen already. More are coming though, so rest assured. If I'm not mistaken, the next one should be or should nearly be in Dutch airspace already. Let's have a quick look, see what is cooking in the kitchen. Yeah, CargoLux is now about to turn in already. CargoLux, the next Queen. And the next airplane of interest after that is going to be the Orange Pride with an ETA of 1240. So let's quickly go back to the camera controls. Let's see, is the 747 already visible? Well, it is flying pretty far to the north. Had it been flying just north of Purmerend, we would have been able to see it. I'm not sure if we are able to see it now. I am scanning while trying to film the E2 landing. Looking over the camera. Yeah, no, I think we'll just have to be patient. It's going to become visible pretty soon. KLM E2 Embraer 195. Michael the Vlogger asks, where are yesterday Lance Schip? I have absolutely no idea what you're meaning there, mate. Could you elaborate your question? Wolfgang says Lisa is cooking in the kitchen. Well, no, she's doing the laundry right now, she said. So, if all is well, we should be going out for dinner tonight. So, no cooking is required today. 3 airplanes on the glide slope. The third airplane is KLM Flight 644, arriving from New York JFK. That's a 787-10 Dreamliner. And somewhere in the background, from the right, the second Queen ought to be turning in. I'm going to get my LCD lens hood or screen hood because the reflections are already adding up. Makes it hard to see small airplanes in the background against a milky backdrop that we currently have. Is Her Majesty already visible? Don't see her just yet. And there we go. Makes it a bit harder to go into the menu to toggle between autofocus and manual focus, but it does reduce the direct impact, the direct light falling onto my camera LCD. I am still looking, and somewhere from the right the Queen should turn in. According to flight radar. Oh yeah, there she is. Now we can see her. What a sight to behold. KLM Flight 644 in the center, on the top, at the top. Arrival from New York, JFK, 787-10 Dreamliner. Croatia Airlines in the meantime, landing here, arrival from Zagreb. A CargoLux arriving from Nairobi, that's in Kenya, which is in And Michael the Vlogger asks, where were you yesterday morning? Because I came by Schiphol. I was at the CargoLux yesterday morning. I've been streaming there, how long? 5 hours and 40 minutes. Which was quite exhausting actually, on an empty stomach. And with, in hindsight, not enough water. Oh, Jerome, mate. Jerome, aka Captain Jerry Donnelly, super chatting. Glide slope action. Mate, thank you so much for your super chat. Glide slope action indeed. You really did not have to do that, but you went ahead, did it anyway. Thank you so much, my friend. Let's have a quick look at the KLM's landing and then back to the Queen, the second Queen of the show. 3 in total. The A380 also possibly coming to this runway to land. This is KLM Flight 644 arriving from New York. Also saw that you sent me an email, Jerome. I haven't gone around to reading it yet. Hopefully I'll find some time tonight. Got a busy schedule for the rest of the day after streaming. Lisa's parents are also arriving from Belgium. They're coming over. We scheduled a booking to a museum as well. Dinner after that. Busy day. In the meantime, a very good morning to all who have joined. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy and this is Queen number 2. CargoLux, operated by CargoLux Italia, flight 2616, arriving from Nairobi, Kenya, which is in 8 hours and 15 minutes. This 747-400 freighter is underway. Registration Lima X-ray Victor Charlie Victor. Now number 8 on flight radar, tracked by 392 people. Rookie numbers, we have more viewers than that. The Lima X-ray Victor Charlie Victor. $19-year-old airplane, first flight November 2005. Very good morning to all who have joined. John, goedemorgen. Joran Klauw, goedemorgen. Alrighty. Reversers, question mark. just a little bit. The barn doors are moving up and down. And that's a belated butt shot by Her Majesty the Queen. Hadi Liebe, goedemorgen kerel. Peter, goedemorgen. Jerry W, good morning. Welcome back, mate. Actually, quite a few people here already. Early time of day still, relatively speaking, but it's a Sunday. It's a lovely day in terms of weather. Cyclists as well. They can be seen here again as soon as the first springy days are appearing. Queen hiding from view until we are going to see her in the background over there. KM Malta is coming in next. Let's have a quick look and see what we can expect. If I recall correctly, I also saw that Boss BJC super chatted a generous donation for the 747 and of course the lovely stream. Mate, thank you so much. And I thought it was also Boss or somebody else who was asking about expected runway use later today. The website that you can look at to see that is bezoekbus.nl. If you click here on the right side, it says here runway use this morning and this afternoon, and it'll tell you in Dutch what expected runway use will be from the different time slots. It also says, depending on wind speed direction, there are alternative runway combinations that might be used. If you don't speak Dutch, Google Translate is your friend. They translate Dutch into English quite well. CargoLux has landed. The next airplane of interest is going to be the KLM Orange Pride with an ETA of 12:40. 10 minutes past 1 is another CargoLux expected. 747-400 arriving from Miami, Florida. These two airplanes are arriving from the west, so on paper, 99 out of 100 times they should land here on the Polderbaan. And this is interesting. The Emirates A380, it is arriving from the east. Secondary runway is opening up for arrivals from 1 o'clock onward. And that usually is the center runway. So if it doesn't land on the Polderbaan, the A380, it should still land on a runway that we can clearly see from here. But since its ETA is now firmly before 1 o'clock, there's a big chance we might actually get to see it if the ETA doesn't change and goes above 1 o'clock again. This is the wind situation, 10 knots of pure crosswind. The wind is expected to pick up later in the morning. We have scattered clouds at 4,200 feet, few clouds at 3,000 feet. No ceiling, no visual impediments. 18 degrees C, it's not very cold. So, and the wind is expected to pick up later in the day. Let's quickly paste the meter in the ticker for you guys, and then I think it is back to work. Oh, and I see people thanking JD, and yeah, scrolling up, I can already see it. Jörg, mate, what are you doing? Jörg went ahead, just now gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Jörg. You didn't have to do that. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. If you are one of JD's recipients, don't forget to say thank you or dankeschön. Jörg or JD, thank you so much. Another 5 members who can enjoy the custom emojis for a month. Thanks to you. Hope that everybody who ever receives a gifted membership from you or from anybody else who is gifting memberships will say thanks. Let's quickly turn around, guys, because we are looking at a 777-300 from KLM. Almost landing here. Coming in from Cape Town South. It's KLM flight 598. 10 hours 55 minutes on the way. It's a PHBVV Bravo Victor Victor. That's a 777-300. 4 years old, first flight December 2020. Marianne says, maybe I'm wrong, but is it Lisa her birthday today or was it a few days ago? No, it is this Tuesday, Dinsdag. So her parents are coming over, they're driving, probably underway now as we speak from Belgium, coming over, staying for a night. Leaving again tomorrow at the in the evening. So we've got 1.5 days filled with activities. And then on Tuesday, both Lisa and me, we both have to work. But she will be turning 28 on Tuesday. And it is to celebrate 300 likes, Jurk says. I said it before, I'll say it again. If we reach 1,000 likes in the stream, I will do an airplane dance for you guys. And from 1K onward, every 500 more. So 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500. Might also be a very good reason for you if you don't want to see me do an airplane dance, not to drop a like or to dislike, but there you go. Hey, I spy with my little eye once again a beautiful halo. Halo around the sun. And the first bird in the water has been sighted. It is Chris Coot doing morning cardio. Who else but Chris Coot could it have been? Oh, I was also having a look in the chat. Not a good idea to multitask. I keep trying, I keep failing. Wim, goedemorgen. Patrick, goedemorgen. Spotter, goedemorgen. Remco, goedemorgen. Roelof, goedemorgen. Bob, good evening, mate. Bear with me. Good morning. Not sure I already said hi to you. Bart says that the sound is becoming an obsession. No, it isn't. We also have tried to mix it up. But it's apples and oranges, isn't it? It's a continent which is so much bigger versus a country. Hey there, Jeffrey. Good morning. Martino, goedemorgen, good morning. Semma, goedemorgen, good morning. Danny, goedemorgen. Our next airplane is arriving. It is KLM flight 1268, arriving from Copenhagen. More narrow bodies are following behind it. The spatial separation between the arrivals at the moment is still relatively big, so we don't get to see multi-airplane glide slope shots yet. Although the next airplane after this one is now turning in according to flight radar, so we might get to see a glimpse of it. That would be a 2-airplane glide slope shot. Should get more busy as the morning progresses. Scott, good day. Tuning in from down under. Hope you've had a good day, mate. Captain Jerry likes the waiting music. Right, we've got that now nestled in your ears again. That earworm is there to stay. Job done. Chris Smith says, morning boy, if you get to 1,000 likes, you should also do the Hitachi digger dance. That's a comment I'm digging. Kees, goedemorgen. Rosie Groovy, good morning. Sparta Rotterdam, goedemorgen. Hey there, Conan. KLM flight 1268, arriving from Copenhagen. Papa Hotel, Bravo X-Ray Charlie. 1 hour and 3 minutes ago, it left from Copenhagen. Amsterdam plane spotting, goedemorgen. Doing well, thank you for asking. Hope that also goes for you. So yeah, more horizontality once again in the chimney smoke. And Klaas says, thank you for the waiting music. You're welcome, mate. Thank you for the super chat. You did not have to do that. Yeah, once again, nestled in your ears. Do, 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 do. Best thing is that that music is rights free, so you can use it and abuse it as much as you want. It will not get your stream demonetized. Now I'm happy to report that there are also wide bodies once again arriving. Delta Airlines flight 162 I see is arriving, and also a 777 arrival from Johannesburg is coming. So there you go. Bear with me says, for 2k likes my money is on an airplane streaker. Well, I'm not going to be the one streaking if that's what you're hinting at. Not going to happen. Boss tuning in from sunny RWY. Good to see you again. Yes, your ex-wife is arriving. White bodies. KLF at 12:30 here next to land. Embraer 175 arriving from Gothenburg. An hour and 10 minutes. It has flown to get here. There's our next airplane. Gear is still up. Tarom flight 361 arriving from Bucharest. Rakete 88, guten Morgen. Hallo, goedemorgen. Oh, already said hi to you, didn't I? Not sure. Sparrow's boy, or we need to revoke our likes. Yeah, you can pull in your turn. I see that 2 people have already disliked the stream, so the waiting music is not to everybody's liking. I guess you cannot get everybody to be happy always. AMS Live is an acquired taste, just like vodka. Once you've got the hang of it, there's no turning back. There should be an A319 from Lufty turning in now. From the right. Yep, there it is. A319 arriving from Munich. And Delta Airlines is also turning in from the left. And that's an A330, which I think we also ought to be able to see. Beautiful 3 airplane glide slope shot, forming a triangle that is continuously shape-shifting. In the meantime, I see that the cat is also back in the chat, and the cat is celebrating 15 months of membership. Greetings from Langkawi, which I hope I pronounced properly, in Malaysia, where it is 32 degrees C. Mate, that's a bit warm to my liking, a bit too warm to my liking. And also, supposing that there is a high humidity over there, hope the aircon works well. The cat, thank you so much for your continued support. I'm happy to see that you also are able to find the streams from Malaysia. Make sure that you enjoy your stay there. Thank you for the ongoing support, the cat. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat. Wow. And hope you're going to stick around for many more months to come. If not as a member, then at least as a regular frequent visitor. 32C in Malaysia, probably high humidity as well. Poof. That is warm. Here we have Tarom flight 361 arriving from Bucharest. AC works perfectly fine and is almost mandatory indeed. I thought it would be. Mate of mine had to be in Singapore years ago for work, and he told me that basically everybody is moving from one AC room to the other. The cars were AC. There were shopping malls with hallways underground so that you didn't have to go into the outdoors where it is warm and clammy. Malaysia, of course, right next door. Wolfgang says it's admirable how you can produce such awesome content while completely drunk. Thank you. It's basically tolerance. Tolerance. Uh-oh. That was a small hiccup in my flight radar just now. Looking at flight radar here on my phone, it looked like we were having a small hiccup. Everything here still seems to be working in order. Temporary hiccup. I also saw my flight radar on my phone lagging for a brief moment. Seems to have resolved. In the meantime, this is Delta Airlines flight 162 arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota. An A330-300, 7 hours and 34 minutes on the way now. Registration November 815 November Whiskey. And she's 18 years old. First flight January 2007. Let's look and listen if she'll get loud or not. Yes. See that Jay Ramey is also back. He is flying Delta on Thursday. Nice, mate. Where are you going to? And Maria notes that we have crossed through 400 likes. Thank you all so much. That's 40% on the way to an airplane dance from yours truly. Keep them coming, guys. Thank you all so much for the support. I hope you guys are all enjoying the stream, except for the few dislikers who didn't like the waiting music. What a pity. I like it. No, most of you guys do too. Dear Cantor, good morning. Chris says, next time a Queenie lands, you should play Strangers in the Night by Saxon, as the song mentions 747. Well, the thing is, you need to be very careful with music that have rights to them. And I see a fourth dislike. Thanks. Yes, we have people that are also not liking the waiting music. Sod off. Go to a different stream then. This is Air Arabia Morocco, arriving from Tangier. That's in Morocco, in the north of Africa. 2 hours and 37 minutes on the way. A320. Next up, Transavia, arriving from Pisa. also butt shot. And what's that in the background taking off? Air Baltic, isn't it? Yep, that's Air Baltic. While we are in the vicinity, let's also have a look in the tower. Controllers are working. Hadi Sophie, goedemorgen. Good morning. Welcome to the show, one and all. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is Transavia flight 5424 arriving from Pisa. And if you joined us only just now, you may have missed the landing of two 747s already. A third is underway. The A380 is also underway. Looks like the A380 might land here on the Polderbaan even today. Orange Pride also coming back from Atlanta, Georgia. And check it out. Transavia wheelie. Beautiful. Fatbike Dutch, goedemorgen. Next up, wide bodies. KLM flight 592 arriving from Johannesburg, South Africa. And after that, a 787-10 Dreamliner arriving from Cartagena, that's in Colombia. Right next to Colombia lies the country called Ecuador. It is a beautiful glide slope shot there. Slight crab. The wind is expected to increase even further. The wind is blowing around 10 knots now. Expected to pick up towards 15 knots later in the morning. And it is blowing from the west, and that is wind almost completely perpendicular to the runway heading. Means that each knot of wind is almost completely crosswind. John Dutch Canadian also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Goedemorgen. Basi, goedemorgen. John, good morning. Destmo, good morning. Yeah, and the wind on the scale of windsock. Semi-aroused. Semi-aroused. Let's quickly turn back. AJ, good morning. Philips Aviation, good morning. Oh, whoa! What's happening here? Nasty! Those were fighting! That looked nasty. Alrighty, this is KLM flight 749 in the foreground and KLM flight 636 arriving from Las Vegas in the background. In the foreground, KLM flight 749 arriving from Cartagena, that's in Colombia, that's right next to Ecuador. 9 hours and 11 minutes on the way, 787-10 Dreamliner, the PHBKK is its registration, Bravo Kilo Kilo. 9 hours and 11 minutes underway. The airplane is 4 years old, first flight December 2020. And good morning, Miss Wazowski, and thank you for the kind words. 33 Drito, guten Morgen. Herzlich willkommen. Lisa says, Jesus has returned in good form, walking on water again. Yeah, but this is not pacifistic Jesus. This was angry Jesus. Well, you want to fight? Next up, KLM flight 636 arriving from Las Vegas. 777-200 And in the meantime, A warm welcome back to Jorik Meijer. He just renewed his membership. Welcome back, mate. Cheers for the support. We kept your seat warm. Everything is still where you left it. Welcome back, mate. Thanks for the ongoing support. Good morning, Caroline. And good morning to all others. Philip is going to get ready to head out. Enjoy the rest of your day, mate. Thanks for stopping by. After this, we should see a small ITA Bombardier C-Series 300. Beautiful livery, arriving from Milan. Adi says Angry Jesus was one of my colleagues. Is that so? Sounds like you have a couple of interesting anecdotes you might want to share with us. Who's your coworker? It's Angry Jesus. I'm imagining somebody with half long hair, with a temper and a beard. Idle reverse landing. The slots are open, but they're not spilling up the engines. Flap surfaces. Shiny as hell. Looking really clean. Arenda, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, everybody. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi. It's not mandatory, but it is always appreciated. Feel free to ask any questions if you have any. For those of you who joined later, you missed 2 queens already. We are expecting another one. Let's have a quick look on Flight Radar and see what we can expect. There are 3 airplanes of interest still coming in. The Orange Pride is returning from Atlanta, Georgia. It'll arrive around 12:40. 10 minutes past 1, we are expecting another Queen arriving from Miami, Florida. And look at this, Emirates A380 still with an ETA of 8 minutes to 1. That is good news because that means it is very possible that the A380 today is going to land on the runway we are standing next to, the Polderbaan. Fingers crossed, guys. John says you're standing on a better place than yesterday. I disagree, it's not necessarily better, it's just different. You need to switch it up. Or at least I need to switch it up. Maybe some of you like to see the same every day, but I don't. I get bored really quickly. Since I was already standing here filming arrivals on Thursday and on Friday, I really felt I needed to do something else yesterday. Beautiful ITA. And when there's one, there is always another one close by. And that's the same today. ITA Airways Flight 108 is already approaching, flying downwind. It's a bit further to the northwest. So approximately over there, but where exactly, we cannot see it yet. We ought to see it in a couple of minutes from now. Robert, good morning. Next up, JetBlue. Arriving from Boston, Massachusetts. JetBlue Flight 31. Arriving from Boston, Massachusetts. It's an A321neo. It's 10 minutes to 11 and 10 or so minutes from now. Center is also going to open up for arrivals from the east. From then until 11:40 we are going to see parallel arrivals. JetBlue has landed here. 6 hours and 7 minutes it took this airplane to get here from Boston. This is the Elementary, my dear Watson, which I think we've seen on numerous occasions already. Paul, also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Philadelphia, good morning. No go-rounds thus far this morning. Jack, good morning. Goedemorgen. Rudwick, good morning. Oh, I think I already said hi to you. A warm welcome. I hope I didn't forget anybody. If I did, it is unintentional. E2 Embraer 195 is now next to arrive over here. KLM flight 1850 arriving from Munich. And at its 10 o'clock we see another narrow body arriving. That's KLM flight 1930 arriving from Geneva. And Shizu asks, do you always film the same runway and do you ever film departures? Must be your first time here on the channel. I do film departures. In fact, yesterday I did an almost 6-hour lasting stream of nothing but departures. Have a look at it. Was a great show that not many people had found. The number of viewers was relatively low yesterday, and it was a shame because there were 11 A350s in it, 10 of which took off from the runway we were filming next to. Next up, KLM flight 1930, arriving from Geneva. That is a 737-800. And Chris says, I used to fly to Schiphol from Manston Airport when KLM used to do daily schedules here in Kent, UK. Missed that, was really convenient. Did you have to be here for work? Or did you have a friend over that you wanted to visit regularly? Something like that. Probably work related, right? Where do you need to go to if you need to fly to the Netherlands now? What's the closest by airport that KLM now services if you intend to fly with KLM? Indeed, Frank. On April 1st I was streaming from runway 39 right. Absolutely, that was a great stream. A lot of viewers. KLM flight 1930 here, about to touch down. An hour and 7 minutes it has taken it to get from Geneva in Switzerland. The PHBXB, Bravo X-Ray Bravo. Current status quo. A homogeneous milky sky, I would call it. Looking to the south, things look like this. Looking to the west, things look like this. At the horizon it looks a bit more blue. It looks like there's more openness over sea. But overall, generally speaking, it is milky. At the horizon a bit more lower clouds. This is now looking to the east. But I would call it a homogeneously milky sky. With a halo quite clearly visible around the sun. Lastly, looking to the north. Ladies and gentlemen, members, it is that time again. Make the chat bleed. Here it is. Play flight 460 arriving from Reykjavik in Iceland. It's an A320neo, 2 hours and 39 minutes on the way. It's the TFPPD. Papa, Papa, don't preach. PPD. Then the P is missing. This airplane, 8 years old, first flight April 2017. Ah, DTM racing. That's nice. DTM racing, that's not exactly the cheapest hobby out there. That is so interesting. Yeah, Zandvoort racetrack is just around the corner. Stone's throw away, at least as the crow flies. And I think we can establish now that parallel arrivals have begun. The first airplane is Transavia arriving from Ljubljana. There it is, 737-800. Transavia flight 6820. We are in luck though. The second ETA is landing here on the Polderbaan and it is next to arrive over here. So it is now 4 minutes to 11. From 11 until 11:40, usually 2 runways for arrivals are open, and with the wind blowing the way it is today, the center runway acts as secondary runway. Means parallel arrivals. If the A380 were to get delayed underway and its ETA would become past 1 p.m, this is what we would see from it, because then it will more than likely land on center. Right now as it stands, we stand a good chance of it landing here on the Polderbaan instead, with an ETA of a couple of minutes to 1. So that is really good news. Looking forward. Right, we're changing blood color indeed, Marissa. Going from red to blue. ETA flight 108 arriving from Rome, A321neo, now next to land here. 1 hour and 58 minutes, this airplane is underway. It is Irish registered, EIHXF Hotel X-Ray Foxtrot is the registration. Brand new airplane, less than a year old. Should turn 1 somewhere this month. The first flight was in June 2024. Howdy politiespotter, goedemorgen. And good morning to all others who have joined in the meantime. We're almost at 500 likes, 481. I am counting, that means we are almost halfway to an airplane dance by yours truly. If we'll breach the 1000 during live streaming, expect an airplane dance by yours truly. Fidel Castro in the foreground. Hunting for Pinky and the Brain. Metallic, italic indeed, Frank. It is the best looking color. At least the best shade of blue, I think. Benvenuti ragazzi. Also, a nice thing is the intricate details that you can see on both the tail and on the main fuselage. It's hard to see from this side with this lighting, but it's there, and with the right lighting you'll see there are many intricate details in that back part of the livery. Next up, a Transavia 737 arriving from Meon. Uffel 80, guten Morgen. Amsterdam, good morning. Nico, goedemorgen. This is Transavia flight 5472, arriving from Meon, where the mayonnaise is from. It's the Papa Hotel, Hotel Bravo November. One of the many Transavia 737s. If you want, you can also make the chat white and green with the Transavia tail. We've got a custom emoji for everything almost. The package is becoming more complete by the month. Couple of months. Yeah, there we go. Sky Express arriving from Zakynthos. I think those are the airplanes that say Greece is bliss. An A320neo. It's approaching over there. And parallel to it, to the Polderbaan, the runway we are standing next to, we are expecting a KLM A321neo arriving from London Heathrow. There it is. I see that Jörg went ahead and gifted 5 memberships. Without looking, I can already see, yeah, confirming we crossed through 500 likes, and that spurred JD to gift another 5 memberships. Jörg, mate, thank you so much for your generosity. You did not have to do that. Thank you so much. welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. If you are one of the recipients of Jurk's gifted memberships, don't forget to say thank you or dankeschön. Jurk, thank you so much. Now I see that Captain Jerry also followed suit. He also gifted 5 memberships just now. Let me first film the landing. Jerome, mate, thank you so much. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. Ooh, is it going to land? Yeah. Sticks the landing. For a moment. I think it might have caught an updraft or something. Or maybe the pilot flared a little bit too early. Don't know, but it did land successfully, and yeah, it does say so on the tin. Grease is bliss, grease is like ignorance. So yeah, 10 new members, courtesy of Jurk and Jerome. Jerome also gifting 5 memberships. Mate, thank you so much. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. Don't forget to say thank you to whoever gifted you a gifted membership. If you are the recipient of a gifted membership, don't forget to spam us with the custom emojis. You are not allowed to spam in the chat, but you are allowed to use custom emojis as much as you please. So get creative with them, I implore you. Let's have a look at the weather and see what has changed. 9 knots of wind. Now the wind direction is perpendicular to the runway heading. The TEF, that's the expected weather, indicates that the wind is going to pick up in the upcoming hours. So even though it now says 9 and it was 10 earlier, with the heading it is crosswind, and I am expecting more wind later in the upcoming hours. Let's quickly paste it in the meter, and then it is back. No, it's not yet back to the control, to the camera controls, because I see more people in the chat getting memberships gifted. First, the meter, and then scroll up because I see that Klaas also went ahead. Klaas, the member formerly known as PPTT Cureboy, for those of you who might remember that name and are wondering who is Klaas. Klaas, thank you so much for your generosity as well. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. Don't forget to say thank you, dankjewel, or dankeschön to Klaas. He is trilingual. If you are one of the recipients of his gifted memberships, have fun with the custom emojis, guys. 32 of them. Get creative with them. I encourage you to use them and be liberal with them. Thank you all so much, guys, for your gifted memberships, for your kindness, and welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. E2 Embraer 195 KLM flight 1198, returning from Oslo. All right. The airplane that we saw as one of the last airplanes in yesterday's stream is now making it back here. It is the Corendon World to Fly A350. It was one of the 10 A350s that we saw take off from the Kaagbaan where we were standing next to yesterday, taking off from that runway. There were 11 in total. One got away. That was the A350 1000, the A350 900. From World to Fly Corendon, turning in, should be the next airplane to land here. I'm wondering, are we able to catch it? Is it visible between the pipes, or are the pipes now in the way? Find it a bit hard to gauge where we need to look based on what you see on flight radar. Now it says that it should be on the glide slope already. If that is so, I'm thinking there might be clouds in the way. Ha! Corendon A350. Also looking on my laptop screen where it is. Ah, there it is. Bit lower. I'm searching too high in the sky. There it is. In the meantime, a good afternoon to all. Good morning to all who have joined. Suzanne, Melix, goedemorgen. Jonah, good morning, goedemorgen. And Dukman says, aren't we nearly reaching the next level of members so a new emoji can be added, especially when we reach 1,000 or even 1,500 likes today? No, mate, the likes are unrelated to the number of members. And the number of members, you have to imagine that you have to know that most of the members I have are members who got gifted a membership. Gifted memberships expire automatically after a month. So while we reached 1,400 plus members at one point briefly, and that's also why I immediately lock it in with a temporary placeholder, because as soon as you dip under the mark again, you'll lose the spot if you did not already place an emoji in it. Last time I checked yesterday, we were at 1,000 or so. So we still need 600 members, 600 new members before we are going to unlock a new custom emoji, which will happen at 1,600 members. It's not as easy as you think it is. Most of the people who get gifted a membership don't renew it, so you'll have steep climbs and then steep decreases as well again after a month. So yeah, no, we need 600 members for the next custom emoji, and we are approximately 600 away from them still. So maybe 500 now, but it was somewhere between 1,000 and 1,100 members. 1,600 needed. So yeah, not going to happen anytime soon, unfortunately. Let's focus back on what we are here for, and that is the Corendon World to Fly A350 flight 598. Arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao, 8 hours and 36 minutes on the way. Kablamo. Three-year-old airplane, first flight April 2022. In the meantime, a very good morning to all who have joined. Erik, Elwa, Yvonne, and all others who might have joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. If you joined us only just now, you may have missed 2 747s already. A third one is still coming in. So too is the Orange Pride. And we might even get lucky with the A380 today. Its ETA currently, as it stands, approximately 8 minutes to 1. Let's have another look quickly on Flight Radar, see where the airplanes of interest are at in the sky right now. So east of Ireland we have the Orange Pride, which now has an ETA of 12:35. CargoLux still firmly at 1:10 p.m. Both expected to land on the Polderbaan, the runway we are standing next to, since they are arriving from the west. The Emirates A380 is now still expected 8 minutes to 1. That's good news, because from 1 till 2, the secondary runway for arrivals is going to open up. And that will cater to airplanes arriving from the east, such as the A380. Since the A380 is now expected almost 10 minutes to that moment, if it is arriving here, only the Polderbaan should still be open. Means it can only land over here. Fingers crossed the ETA of the A380 is not going to move up again. If it won't, then we ought to be lucky here today. Meanwhile, Koen, goedemorgen. Koen wonders what the temperature is like. Have a look in the meter, mate. The meter will tell you the current temperature. Let me take you through it. The meter, if you don't know what it means, it is very informative. So in the ticker you will find a text, and this is the text. EHAM is Schiphol Airport, together with AMS, an international abbreviation for this airport. Then the time and date of the time and date of the report. It's the 1st of the month. The report is from 8:55 Zulu time. That's 9:55 Central European time. No, 10:55. I beg your pardon. Then the wind. 270 degrees is where the wind is coming from. You can see that over here. It's coming from the west with 9 knots. That is indicated over here. Visibility is 9999. That's 10 plus kilometers of visibility here on ground level, also indicated over here. Few clouds at 2,500 feet. That's what you see visually over here. A few clouds at 2,500 feet. The air temperature is 18 degrees C that you can see over here. The 11 is the dew point, the temperature at which water vapor starts to condensate. Then the pressure 1013 hectopascals. No SIG means no significant changes are expected in the upcoming 2 hours. So if you want to see what the temperature is, you can have a look in the meter, and it is very informative. In the meantime, also a massive big thank you and warm welcome to AJ, who just became our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. AJ, welcome to the show. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Hope you're going to like it in the lounge. Many members have gone before you. If you need to know where stuff is, ask around, and the other members will happily show you around. In the meantime, Transavia arriving over here. Narrowbody's Fest.
Goedemorgen.
Hey, goedemorgen. Hey, who is it?
Goed.
Evelyn also arrived on the scene. In een summery dress, no less.
Ja, extra kleren in de auto zitten.
Ja, verstandig. Ja, het is wel oké. Ik vond het met een vest wel wat prettiger. Maar als je hier een beetje aan de wandel bent of zo, of je zit en je staat niet de hele tijd in de wind, dan is het best te doen. So Evelyn has arrived on the scene with a big camera and a big lens. Wow. Go big or go home. Check it out. You upgraded your gear.
Well, it's not my gear, but
It's not your okay. You have good connections with good gear that you are able to use at times. This is KLM flight 1030 arriving from Persenchester, and greetings to the ground crew from Wolfgang and others.
hey, things back.
Is this Captain Wheelie? Nah. It looked promising. The start looked promising. Before I forget, I also saw that we are celebrating another member turning green today, and Greenpeace and I are loving it. Vinny TV Adventures is celebrating 12 months of membership. He writes, "Good morning, boy," in chat. Vinny, good morning, my friend. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, and thank you for going green. The environment will love it, Greenpeace will love it, I also love it. I hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking, mate. Let me know if something is no longer to your liking, and let me see what I can do to fix it then. Vinny, good morning, and thank you so much for your ongoing support. And if you're not going to stick around as a member, then I hope that you will stick around as a regular frequent visitor for many more months to come. Hey, and I see that Phil Tovey is also back in the chat. Good morning, mate. Good to have you back. Neil, good morning. And welcome to the show, all others who have joined. If you joined us only just now, there are 2 747s that landed here that you may have missed already. A third queen is underway. Before that, the KLM Orange Pride is also returning from Atlanta, Georgia. It is expected in an hour and 15 minutes or so? 25 minutes. This is a Bombardier C-Series 300 KLM. KLM South, Air France, Air Baguette, flight 1444. A220 300. 46 minutes it has taken this airplane to get here. Now, I'm not a big fan of Air France's livery, but it looks better. Every livery looks better on an A220, doesn't it? It's the Verhussen. Frank says, "Boy, be a gentleman. Offer Evelyn a vodka. Would you like a vodka?" You have your own vodka. Oh,
From Airbus.
An Airbus?
Yeah, look.
It's an Airbus. Evelyn, she's a fancy schmancy girl. She has an Airbus bottle of vodka that she brought her own. She brought her own vodka. Strong, independent lady, brings her own vodka. That's how we roll in the Netherlands here in 2025. Exactly. You're goddamn right. In the meantime, 2 airplanes on the glide slope. KLM flight 924 arriving from Edinburgh. Coming in first, that's a 737-700. We have, what is it? Is it now A-Jet? I think it's A-Jet. Flying parallel to it, to the center runway, arriving from Istanbul. And the next airplane that you see in the background coming here to the Polderbaan is Iberia Express, arriving from Madrid. All good, Vinny says, always watching. Happy to hear that, mate. Do hit me up if we need to replenish stuff or if something is no longer to your liking. And Frank is impressed. He says, wow, Evelyn, cool stuff. where did you get it from?
Believe it or not, the faucet.
What?
The faucet.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the bottle. The Airbus bottle.
I got it from my, my sister's boyfriend type of thing.
Ah, your brother-in-law.
Yeah, you could say that, yeah. He works for Transavia, so
Ah.
the Airbus factory to pick up the plane, so he got the stuff.
Evelyn's brother-in-law works for Transavia. They went over to Airbus to pick up the plane and they got some stuff. Hence, that's how she got the bottle. Please, patrolling, passing us by, behind us. Now, of course, I know where you get the AMS Live vodka from. That's our little secret. that's a pre-release. In the meantime, Bogdan, thank you so much for your super chat, mate. Great job, AMS team. He writes, mate, thank you so much for the support and for your kind words. Happy that you are enjoying the show. Hope everybody is. Don't forget to leave a like if you haven't already. We are now at 574, so that means we are at almost 60% of getting an airplane dance from yours truly. I'll do that at a K likes while live, so something to look forward to, or maybe something to run away from, depending on your point of view. This is Iberia Express, flight 731, arriving from Madrid. Flight time 1 hour and 52 minutes. Hey, what? Ah, the whale sound. Yeah, whenever you hear that, you know there's an A220 or an E2 Embraer in the vicinity. Marios, yo, good morning. Hello. Ray, good morning. Ulf, guten Morgen. Alvin is also back in the chat. Good to see ya. What a coincidence.
That was my dad.
What a coincidence. Yeah, I thought you had something to do with it. In the meantime, K4 over here on patrol. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? I threw a wave. He chose not to see it. So it is now 11:19. That means we are almost halfway through the parallel arrivals. 11 until 11:40. The center runway always gets used when wind is blown from the south, or like it is today, from the southwest to west. Another airplane landing here, arriving from Dublin, Ireland. E2 Embraer 195 KLM, flight 1136. More whale sounds. I cannot replicate that whale sound without also making a moaning face. You have to throw in your resting bitch face. Cannot replicate the sound otherwise. At least I am unable to. Maybe you guys are. In the meantime, good to see you again, Carmelo. Benvenuto. Carmelo Scalici is celebrating 16 months of membership and he writes good morning from Italy and a good stream. Carmelo, thank you so much for your good morning. Welcome back. Hope you are well over there in Italy and thank you so much for your continued support. That's 16 months, 1 year and 4 months of membership. I hope everything is still to your liking in the lounge, Carmelo. Hit me up. Let me know if something is no longer to your liking. And thank you so much for the ongoing support. Hope you're going to stick around for many more months to come, Carmelo. Johnny Schiphol. Going to the wrong runway.
I'm assuming he comes from China.
Yeah, this is China Southern Cargo, arriving from Guangzhou in China. That's a 777 freighter, 11 hours and 34 minutes on the way. Registration Bravo 222 Whiskey. Whiskey. This is a 2-year-old airplane, first flight December 2022. Wolfgang says, Evelyn should take a picture of your face. Let's go. when I do the whale sound. How about no?
Hold on. Yep, perfect.
In the meantime, we have a small KLM Embraer that just landed here. We'll pass by in the foreground. Little combo shot. Lars, good morning. What a shame. Asks if he needs to call an exorcist. No, mate, that's good. We're good here. We're still managing. Aviation by Jensen says, "Boy, sounds like a sick dog and not an E-jet. LOL." It's a sound that is hard to replicate, mate. I'm not acting like I am able to do it successfully. It is a very rough approximation. This is TUI, flight 365, arriving from Bonar. It is a 7878 Dreamliner, 8 hours and 29 minutes on the way to get here. The airplane is 10 years old. First flight was in November 2014. Frank says, "Boy, sounds like an old rusty gate which needs some lubrication. Have some more vodka." I think that is a good suggestion there, Frank. Let me do that right away. The next airplane coming in is an E2 Embraer 195 arrived from Brussels. KLM flight 1704. While this is approaching, let me have a sip of vodka as well. And Maria says that we crossed through 600 likes already. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. That's 60% on the way to the AMS live airplane dance by yours truly. If we hit 1,000 likes while on stream, while still live, that is something to look forward to or not, depending on your view on it. But it's really nice to see that you guys are enjoying the stream. That's the most important thing. Have fun. I think I know just the right thing to make this whole experience more enjoyable. At least it worked for Evelyn. She's already she's already tearing up with laughter. Yeah, you shouldn't take life too seriously, and nor should you take AMS life too seriously. If you don't find that funny, then maybe this is not the right channel for you. E2 Embraer landed here just now. This is an Embraer 190 arriving from Luxembourg. And let's turn around the camera because there's a wide body coming in from Air Canada. Air Canada flight 808 arriving from Toronto, Canada. Is the bank robber? It isn't. It's dressed up as a normal airplane, but I'm not sure that it's not here to take our money, so be careful. 6 hours and 28 minutes on the way to get here. The airplane that you see behind it is a Transavia, which is returning from Party Island, Ibiza. Wolfgang asks, do you dance on 1,000 dislikes too? Yeah, sure. Why not? Feedback is feedback, right? Got that song in my favorites on repeat, says Han. Yeah. There's even a 10-hour loop of it where a YouTube video is playing the song for 10 hours straight. Daapje, goedemorgen. Johan says Pink Panther theme. Well, I think that is probably copyright protected. That's the whole thing. The same with the sound bites. I'm still surprised that the algorithm never demonetized or put the monetization on hold because of the sound effects. I guess that it's short enough and it's stripped of all the music so that it doesn't get recognized as something belonging to a band or something. That's the thing, you need to be very careful with it. This music, I know, I researched and it was mentioned that this is copyright free. Wolfgang says, in music, feedback kills your speakers, so turn it off. Turn the feedback off? I'm not exactly sure I'm following. That was Air Canada, at least. And there is another wide body now, number 2, by the looks of it. It is another airplane coming in from Canada, also from Toronto. KLM flight 696, that's an A330-200. Might get loud, might not. Also Bombardier C-Series 300 flying on behalf of Austrian, so I think that is Air Baltic. Over here we have Transavia flight 5676 arriving from Ibiza. Party people with sore jaws. Or is that just a is that me being prejudiced? We go there for the nature. The ecstasy liner, indeed, Frank. People with sore jaws and gums. Next up is going to be KLM flight 696 arriving from Toronto in Canada. 6 hours and 43 minutes on the way. It is the PHAOB, the FWOB. That's an A330-200. Almost 20 years already. Next month it'll turn 20. The first flight of this airplane was in July 2005. Now in the meantime, Austrian is flying in on the center runway. Yeah, it is a flight of Austrian arriving from Vienna, believe it or not. But it is Air Baltic, and it's not even Air Baltic in the Austrian flag livery. Boo! Let's skip that then.
Oh, it is. What the hell? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. They apparently have A220s in abundance and are renting them out to whoever needs them. Whoever needs them. I often make jokes, but that was not a joke. Evelyn was checking flight radar to see that it actually was a flight from Austrian Air.
Hey, but this is a
Austrian.
Delta, no?
This is a Blue Delta, absolutely. You remember that properly, yeah. Blue Delta, A330-200, the PHAOB, FWOB. I said, what the flop are you talking about? You silly little man.
Nou ja, zo meteen hebben we de coole German Airways livery.
Oh?
Die nieuwere.
The nieuwere. Oh yeah, the one with the pointillistic tail. That. Connect the dots.
Voiling but better.
Voiling but better, yeah.
At least for Han dan.
Yeah, no, Han is a fan of the new livery. He already mentioned it before.
Is hij fan or not fan?
Yeah, he's fan. This is the scale of windsock. Let's see what the wind is doing while we are quickly in a moment where we can do it. So once again, 10 knots of wind. The wind is blowing perpendicular to the runway heading, means that all the wind is crosswind. It's 19 degrees C. We have few clouds at 2,800 feet. Wind is expected to pick up later in the day. Look at the TAF, which is expected weather. It says that the wind speed is expected to increase to 16 knots later in the day. So it should climb and get a bit more windy.
Je hebt de ingekropte 73 gemist.
Oh dear, I missed the 737.
De 700.
Let's quickly turn back and point the camera in the direction of the Embraer 190 flying in from Aberdeen. And while that is approaching, I am quickly going to paste the meter I just now copied into the ticker for you guys so that you can read it back. Here we go. This is KLM flight 912, German Airways, and that's the new updated livery. New liveries not always improve the visual appearance of airplanes, but in this case I think it does. I think Evelyn does too. We are fan. It's just the tail that they have updated, but it does look better than the old tail used to look. Or at least most of them still look the same. It's just this one. They also added operating for KLM City Hopper, but it's mostly the pointillistic tail. In the German flag, indeed.
With the German flag on the wingtips. Pretty cool.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, missed that one. They were also on the wingtips. Or were they already before? I do remember having seen that before. Oh yeah, yeah. Evelyn took a good picture of it where you can clearly see it. Ooh?
Squeaky brakes sounded like a...
Squeaky brakes on an Embraer? What?
Oh, but it sounds like a train.
Oh no! I'm learning something new here.
It sounds like a steam train.
A steam train. Well, there you go. Planes, trains and automobiles. We've got it all here. Or at least it sounds like it. Next up, a KLM Embraer 190 arriving from Newcastle, flight 954, 58 minutes on the way. The PHEXY, Fexy Lady. And is this Captain Wheelie? The nose gear is high. That's a good start. No, it's lowering already. No, this is not Captain Wheelie. No. Too low, too quickly. The real Captain Wheelie would have kept the nose gear up until visually it would have passed by the fire station on the tower. Really lengthy wheelies. If you don't know who Captain Wheelie is, have a look in the videos section. I have a what are they called? Playlist section. There's a playlist with all the wheelies, and the vast majority of them are from Captain Wheelie. The infamous Embraer 190 pilot who has been doing lengthy wheelies every now and again, and we caught quite a few of them. Now, if you are a fan of Embraer 190s, you are in luck because there are now two following back to back. I'm also no longer seeing any airplanes going to the center runway, so it looks like they have closed the center runway again. Air Oink Oink, Pegasus, as Wolfgang recently renamed it. Pegasus is also turning in for the Polderbaan, it looks like.
Dit is gewoon niet zien helaas. Dit is een ETR.
Hey, nice.
Maar die vliegt nu hierboven. En die zou je niet zien, want het is
Where and...
ergens
Van waar naar waar? Groningen to Guernsey. Okay, there's an ATR that is supposedly in the vicinity from Groningen on the way to Guernsey. 15k feet, yeah, well, you will probably hear it. If the sky were blue and not milky, you probably would be able to see it. Indeed, Robin, that's the ATR that we are now also looking for. Or yeah, we're trying to at least pinpoint if. Well, first of all, let's see if we can hear it. Yeah, it's too cloudy. 15k feet, that's a tad too high for us to easily spot. It's too low to be producing contrails. And it's too small already to easily see, particularly against the milky backdrop. I'm also not sure how high these milky clouds are. I've got a hunch that they are higher up. I think that the ATR would be flying below the milky ceiling, so to speak. If it were to fly immediately overhead, I think we would stand a chance of pinpointing where it is. Anyway, this is another German Airways. This is the old livery, so you can see and compare the tail with what you saw just now, a couple of minutes ago. This is arriving from Aalborg. Also German Airways flying on behalf of KLM. This is the Dupree. It's the airplane that we used to know as Chucky. It used to be a custom emoji, now it's just a plain old German Airways Embraer 190. End of an era. Still, butt shot. Wolfgang says United 767 at 24 rolling. I think it just left the ground. There it is, United 767 on its way. And also Iceland Air 500 underway. That's a 767, 55 minutes out. Thanks for the heads up, Wolfgang. Where's the ATR flying right now? I'm also not hearing it. You'd think you'd hear it. This is Pegasus. Air Oink Oink, flight 1251, arriving from Istanbul, A321neo, 3 hours and 9 minutes on the way. So that's par for the course. Usually 3 hours between Istanbul and Amsterdam, the same for Athens. I think I hear something.
Yep, that's it. But it's already...
I'm hearing it. So we are hearing the ATR, but still seeing it, something else. This is the Pegasus A321neo arriving from Istanbul. Air Oink Oink, flight 1251. Brand new airplane, less than a year old according to Flight Radar. It'll turn 1 in September. Jack Hendricks says in Dutch he will be coming over soon if I want a coffee or something else. No way, no thank you mate. Thanks for the offer, but that's good. I'm okay. Hey there Kevin. Exactly to your west over the coast is what Wolfgang says. Well, the thing is, Wolfgang, is really hard to see. We have some low clouds, but also milkiness. So yeah, try seeing an airplane that doesn't produce a contrail and is flying at 15,000 feet and is small. Hard to do so. Still quite a bit of horizontality in the scale of chimney smoke, as you guys can see. Howdy Charlotte and Jeremy and Henny. The whole family is watching. Welcome to the show, one and all. If you joined us only just now, you may have missed two 747s already. There are more coming. Let's have a quick look on Flight Radar and see what is coming in. The Emirates A380 is losing a couple of minutes on its ETA. It is still 6 minutes to 1, so it's exciting to see if it is going to make up more time or if it is going to lose more time. Right now, as it stands, this airplane might land on Polderbaan. The more minutes before 1, the better. If its ETA will increase to after 1 o'clock, chances of us seeing it here are reducing significantly. First next airplane to arrive is going to arrive at 12:35. That's the Orange Pride arriving from Atlanta. 10 minutes past 1, we have a 747 that is arriving from Miami. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around. Plenty more to come. And we are going to catch them all just like Pokemon. I am joined here by Evelyn Skies, who is also ground crew today. And I see that we have crossed 665 likes. That's now 666, the devil's number. We're at 2/3 of an airplane dance. If we reach 1K before the end of the stream, I will do an airplane dance. It's something to look forward to or something to go away from and that you don't necessarily want to see. That's all on you to decide. If you don't know what it is, then definitely like and see what it is. Our next airplane is arriving from LAX, KLM flight 604, 787-10 Dreamliner, 9 hours and 55 minutes and away. It's the Papa Hotel, Bravo Kilo Charlie. The airplane is 5 years old. Its first flight was in October 2019. So yeah, unfortunately that ATR went by. We did hear it briefly, but we never stood a chance of seeing it, unfortunately. We did try. Oh, that was Donald and Daisy doing a flyby. They flew right at our height when passing by. They're doing evasive maneuvers. Will they go? Oh no, over the bridge. I was wondering, will they go under it? Yeah, that's already past. They're already past the bridge now. Beautiful to see how the ducks are maneuvering. Two airplanes coming in next, number 195 arriving from Oslo, and after that we have a Delta A330 Delta Airlines flight 164 arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And Nicole says my dad is going to be landing in KLM flight 751. That's one arriving from... I think there are plenty of people behind us. Yeah, it's getting busy again. In the meantime, Jan van der Veen says, hello all, nice live stream. Thank you so much for the kind words. And welcome, Jan. If you are new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi. It's not mandatory, but it is always appreciated. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Many people are watching. Great, many of them probably are friendly. I know for a fact that some will give you crazy answers if you ask silly questions. Don't be shy. Although, don't feel forced you need to interact with us if you don't want to. This is SAS, flight 821, returning from Oslo. It's number 195 long range. Next up, Delta. Next up, Delta Airlines Flight 164, arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota. 7 hours and 32 minutes on the way. It's an A330-300. The registration is November 826, November Whiskey. The airplane is 9 years old. First flight January 2016. Morgen jongens. 3 lads, young boys, just came over here, are also joining. And now we have broken through 700 likes according to Maria. Thank you all so much for that. Wolfgang says Iceland Air 757 from Reykjavik to Munich over Alkmaar, 39,000 feet. Not seeing any contrails, mate. Not seeing anything. Let's just focus on this airplane first, and then let me show you what you can see looking to the north. Spoiler alert, it's not a lot. Bouncy. Little bouncy there. Richard and Parkiet Herman, goedemorgen. Spirit Nemo, good morning. Welcome to the show, all others who have joined. Wolfgang, this is what it currently looks like to the north. So, not really that much that you can see. Wind on the scale, chin smoke currently looks like so. And next to arrive is an Embraer 175 arriving from Cardiff. It's back to the narrow bodies for the time being. We have an Embraer 175 arriving, and after that an Embraer 190 and another Embraer 175 after that. Right now it does feel like the wind is slowly picking up again. Frank asks if Richard's Parakeet is also having a Twitter account. Almost forgot. Jacques, goedemorgen. And good morning to all others who have joined in the meantime. You're watching Amos Live, my name is Boy, and this is Polderbaan, where we have a bit of crosswind and airplanes are arriving. Right now until approximately 1 o'clock, this runway once again will be the only runway for inbound traffic. If you joined us later, you may have missed the landing of 2 Boeing 747s already. There's a third one underway. Before it lands, we are first going to see the KLM Orange Pride, the 777-300, arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. It is expected in 50 or so minutes from now, 45 to 50 minutes. 12:35 to 12:40 is the ETA, or has the ETA been all the while. And I think the 747, the next 747 will land here in approximately an hour from now. No, wait, it was 1:10. So that's an hour and 20 minutes still away. CargoLux arriving from Miami. And around 1 o'clock, couple of minutes to 1 if all is well, we ought to see the Emirates A380. And as long as its ETA remains before 1 o'clock, we ought to see it land over here. Yeah, and the CargoLux is now an ETA of 1:22. That's going to be the last airplane for today's show then, most likely. Going to stick around until everything before it has landed. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around, plenty more coming. Quite a few people here at the Polderbaan already. I am accompanied by Evelyn, and there are quite a few people already here out. It's Sunday and it is a lovely day here, so as always, quite a few people. Evelyn over here, people behind her, and let me turn around the camera the other way around so that the camera wires don't get tangled. You can also see, looking back towards the parking, people walking here, sitting in the grass, sitting on benches, small kids jumping all over the place, people standing on the bridge in the grass, and also at the fence in the background. That is where the official Spottersplaats actually is. That's also where we park our car and walk over from whenever we come here. Next airplane to arrive is the Herpa, which has been going viral now for 75 years with itching and scratching. Herpa. Yeah, somebody is smoking a cigarette not too far away from us. That's a pity. Angelina, goedemiddag. Well, morning still. Just a couple of more minutes. Thibaut also back. Good to see you. Nicole, goedemorgen. And all others who have joined in the meantime. Richard says to Frank that it's a parakeet, not a canary. So it does not have a Twitter page, but it does have an OnlyFans page. The jokes are going back and forth here in the chat. Absolutely lovely. Keep it coming, guys. Derek is tuning in from Poland. Welcome, Derek. And welcome to all others who have joined in the meantime. We have a 777-300 arriving as number 3 and 2 Embraer 190s before it. Here's the first one. No, wait. I'm miscounting. This is an Embraer 175, and after this we are going to see 2 Embraer 190s and then the 777. Hey, there is he. Goedemorgen. In the nick of time, it is still morning. Blaadverhaal, who remains anonymous, does asks for a shout out to his wife and son, who he does name by name. Only if you name your name as well, mate. Gotta say hi to all 3 of you then, with your own name. Frank says, boy has an elephant's page if he has a cold. Absolutely I do. Also, when it is below 20 degrees C and wind is blowing, I still have an elephant here. Aphrodite also back in the chat. Good to see ya. 777 underway. Indeed, Michael. And Andre is tuning in from New Zealand. Kia ora and welcome. Martijn, there you go. So it's Martijn, Brenda and Justin. Goedemorgen, all 3 of you. Artezine, good morning, bom dia. Tuning in from Brazil. This is Eastern Airways, flying on behalf of KLM, flight 972, arriving from Humberside. 42 minutes on the way. It's an Embraer 190. And it is 11 years old. Sorry?
Han, is die nog in de chat?
Han, is he in the chat? I think so, I'm not sure. Ah, his favorite airplane is coming in. I mean, you mean that Han is going to get probably going to get a cup of coffee or make a salad or something in a couple of minutes. Yeah, I think so too. Fatback Dutch on the cycling path behind me. Ah, hey, goeiedag. Alles goed? Zeker.
Die staan ze gewoon achter je tegenwoordig.
Ja, precies. Fatbike Dutch and the missus saying hi. More ground crew has arrived. In the meantime, this is KLM flight 962 arriving from Teesside or Darlington. And you can see the 777-300 already behind it. And in the meantime, I see we have Metin to Freddy, who just became our latest member. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines, Metin. Thanks for your vote of confidence. Many members have gone before you already and will happily show you around if you need to know where something is. Don't forget to use the custom emojis that you now have at your disposal. They're there for a reason, to have fun with, so please do that. Now let's quickly turn back. 777-300 time. This is KLM flight 578. It is arriving from Panama City, and that's not too far away from 9 hours and 51 minutes on the way. It's the PHBVO. BVO in Dutch means biertje voor onderweg. A beer for on the road. That's if you're going to a festival and on the way on your bicycle you're already having a beer to get in the mood. 10-year-old airplane, first flight March 2015. It feels like the wind is slightly picking up. A new METAR should have been released about a minute ago, so I'm looking forward to seeing what it has become in a couple of minutes from now. With the wind, I am still getting somewhat of a runny nose, so I am also going to invite the elephant back right after the landing. This is KLM flight 758. And that's a typical KLM style landing, keeping up the speed, idle reverse, the slots are open, but they're not using anything. They're not reversing. Next up should be KLM flight 1406 arriving from Paris.
Ik heb er niet geluisterd.
Wat zeg je? What's that? Een broodje. I'm on a diet. Unfortunately I'm unable to eat it right now. But thank you for the gesture. But really, you shouldn't have. If you guys are hungry, by all means, it's all yours. Right, that was the Schiphol Elephant. Let us quickly go back to what is coming in. This is KLM flight 1406 arriving from Paris. Flight 1406 is 737-800, 45 minutes on the way. It's the PHB XE, Bravo X-ray Echo. The airplane is 25 years old. First flight was in April 2000. Hey Ricardo, goedemiddag. A quick sip of vodka. In the meantime, Marcin is tuning in from Apeldoorn. And I am suffocating in my vodka. The fastest vodka. Can be sharp to the throat at times. Strong stuff, eh? Evelyn is also almost choking in her vodka.
Die beker, dat gat van die beker is zo groot dat de helft eruit valt vaak.
Yeah, you have to be careful to dose it appropriately. It's strong stuff as well. AMS Live vodka. Alright. I thought I heard a siren, but guess not. Let's see, Embraer 190 coming up. Hans' favorite is coming up after that. A330 coming up after that. You can see the A330 already. It is flying right there. Vueling, Hans' favorite, is at the 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock of the A330. That's the second airplane to arrive over here. And here we have KLM flight 1774 arriving from Berlin. 1 hour and 3 minutes on the way. I will go out for a cigarette break now because I know you don't like the smell. Thank you, Han. That is very caring of you. Han will be back in a couple of minutes. First officer, very much focused on the business at hand. Big picture wise, things still look milky over here. The halo is still, vaguely visible. You can still see it if you look closely. Vueling is coming in next, arriving from Palma de Mallorca. That is an A320, flight 2903, 2 hours and 2 minutes on the way. The airplane is 11 years old, first flight May 2014. And you can see that they are banking a little bit. Let's have a quick look and see what the meter says with respect to the wind. It was 10 knots of crosswind, still 10 knots of crosswind, but that's because it is the same meter as we had before. The meter has not updated yet, so that's a bit of a pity. So, Vueling flight 2903 arriving from Palma de Mallorca next. The new meter should arrive pretty soon. Should be published in a couple of minutes from now, if all is well. Wind is definitely picking up here. I am going to start using image stabilizer after this landing. We need to look, we need to know. Luckily the dot is still in place and world order as we know it is going to stay in place for another day. Live to fight another day. Let's quickly turn back. Next airplane coming in is an A330-200 arriving from Boner. It is KLM flight 765 and this is the PHAOC, the FWOC. As in what the FWOC is going on here. 9 hours and a minute on the way. The airplane is 19 years old. First flight was in October 2005. Quickly entering my camera menu to enable image stabilizer, and you should have seen that the image cropped a little bit. It should make things a bit more stable for when the wind is picking up. On the scale of chimney smoke, things look like so. Over here you can see the reeds. They're moving. The airplanes are still crabbing. Grass is moving. Well, it didn't move yesterday, I can tell you. It was really humid for a better part of yesterday's stream. No wind, the sun was out.
Ja, Limburg die vonden dat wel.
And Limburg also got some refreshing rain in the evening. And free fireworks, lightning.
Klein beetje opnieuw.
Just a little bit of thunder.
Totaal niet geëxplodeerd of zo.
No. The skies yesterday were quite something. If you missed yesterday's stream, definitely worthwhile looking back. The skies were tremendously beautiful with blue, white and grey. And also the departures were also awesome. We had 10 A350s all taking off from the runway we were standing next to. There was an 11th. That was the A350-1000 from Cathay that got away. Once again, let's see. Refresh, new meter. Yes, there it is. 11 knots of wind and once again a bit southwest. 19 degrees C, few clouds at 2,200 feet, so we have crosswind. The wind a variable between a little bit north of west and let's call it pure southwest. 2 centimeter hailstones as well, Bus says. I was looking on a website that shows the live that shows you live where there is thunder and lightning strikes, and it went berserk yesterday evening in Limburg, the far southeast end of the Netherlands, and of course the adjacent parts in Belgium and Germany. Hey, what? Huh? Oh, Kestrel found something. Did he now?
No idea if it got it though. No, it didn't.
Nah. For a moment it looked like Fidel Kestrel had something. This is a Transavia, one of the many. That is a custom emoji for those of you who are a member, by the way. Hint, hint. Wink, wink. Wolfgang says, I had a suggestion for the elephant's name. What do you think about Trunky the elephant? Trunky the Elephant. That sounds like a good name. Gary and Amsterdam also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. And welcome to the show, all others who have joined in the meantime. You're watching Amos Live. My name is Boy. Standing here with Evelyn and quite a few other people who are watching airplanes here at the Polderbaan. Another 777 from Emirates is coming this way. Emirates flight 9906, that is Emirates Sky Cargo. It is flying base northeast of us. I'm trying to see if I can spot it, but sadly the answer is no to that. EasyJet A319 arriving from Milan is next here to arrive. There it is. Just about visible. If we go bonkers with digital zoom, you can actually see that the gear is extending. Looks pixelated AF, but that is because we are now using almost 400 times digital zoom. This is 400 times. This is the top end of optical zoom, which is still roughly 600 millimeters full frame equivalent. Mind you, it's not not a modest zoom by any means, but the airplane is still very far away. Optically, it's just a light pixel. It's like a distant star is shining over there.
Also, 2 bottles of vodka. What are you planning?
2 bottles of vodka. Well, you never can have enough with you.
Okay.
Considering I only drank two double espressos before leaving the house, I probably dehydrated some during my sleep. So having 2 liter pints of vodka with me is ensuring that I have enough with me. It's also warm in the car when you go back. Better you can never have never have too much vodka with you.
I only took 1 bottle of vodka. Oh, my food. Whoa. Finnair.
Hey Finnair, the airplane that we saw land as one of the very first airplanes in today's show is returning to bloody Helsinki in Finland. Today it is an A350. Yesterday we got fooled. Flight radar the day before yesterday was indicating it was going to be an A350, but it turned out to only be an A321. This is a true thoroughblood A350. Returning to bloody Helsinki in Finland after a short visit here in the Netherlands. EasyJet is coming in. EasyJet arriving from, where did this come from? Milan. A319. Wolfgang says 2 double espresso, you must see the dead now. Not exactly, mate, that's just me getting started. As a coffee aficionado, that is only just the beginning of my day, mate.
Ik krijg laten horen dat er mensen zijn die ik ken die vertrekken binnenkort.
Oh?
Tussen 5 over 12 en half 1.
Oké, welke vlucht?
Naar Athene.
Athene.
Even kijken of het nog komt.
Hoe laat?
Tussen nu en een half uurtje.
Ja, dan zijn er 2 banen open. Dan gaat hij via Alsmeerbaan.
Ah, shit, nee.
Verste weg. Evelyn just heard that people she know will leave for Athens between now and half an hour from now. But as I already mentioned, that flight will be leaving more likely than not from Alsmeerbaan. Runway 18 right, which now is also open for outbound traffic.
Oh, well, nothing mind. It's estimated for 1 p.m.
1 p.m. Ah, so either to 4 or 18 left. I would count on 18 left.
Yeah. Well, it's delayed till 1:08.
This is Emirates Sky Cargo flight 9906 in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, arriving from Dubai World Center, 6 hours and 21 minutes on the way, almost exactly as long as it takes the A380 to get here. That is usually around 6.5 hours. That is Dubai International. This is Dubai World Center, DWC. 777 freighter. Registration Alpha 6 Echo Foxtrot Sierra. Bird control is also coming this way. Or at least he did have the lights on. Looks like we are going to get a combo shot of these two vehicles. And the Emirates Sky Cargo 777 is 9 years old. First flight was in August 2015. Nice little combo shot there. Moped on the cycling path. In the meantime, a very good morning to all who have joined, or I say good morning, but it is afternoon over here right now. 12:10, 12:12. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. Bird Control K4, is it? Is coming over here with the lights on. He's asking for it. He's asking for attention. That's what he'll get then. I threw him a wave. He once again chooses not to see me, which is a bit typical. He did have his flashlights on just now, his light signals. And alright, in the meantime, and Han has returned. Michael asks if that A380 is coming today. There are two actually coming today. Each day there are two that are coming in from Emirates. From Dubai. We have a KLM 737 arriving from Billund coming in next, and after that Shamrock flight 604, that's an A321neo arriving from Dublin, Ireland. A quick look on Flight Radar for those of you who are wondering what is still in store. We'll tell you that the Orange Pride has begun traversing the Gulf of Yorkshire, or as some still call it, the North Sea. Its ETA, its estimated time of arrival, is 12:44, so half an hour from now the KLM Orange Pride is going to land here, followed by the A380, although it is now expected 12:57, and that makes it a potential candidate for the center runway. I'm not too sure right now with this ETA that it's going to land on our runway, quote unquote. We shall still be able to see it quite well from over here. Last airplane of the day, presumably, or at least unless there are other wide bodies following right behind it, is going to be the CargoLux 747 arriving from Miami with an ETA of 1:21. The wind is blowing from the west. The runway in use is oriented like so, and that means that there is crosswind for the airplanes landing from the right, which means they are leaning into us. It's not cold, 19 degrees C, that's almost 70 degrees F. Good visibility, there's no ceiling, just a few clouds at 2,200 feet. So yeah, if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around. We are at 778 likes. If we are reaching 1,000 while live, I will do an airplane dance for you guys. If that's something you haven't seen before, it might be worthwhile to find out. If you have seen it before, either you're a fan or you're not. But we're almost there. 222 more to go. That should be doable in the next hour or so, shouldn't it? In the meantime, Shamrock A321neo flight 604 is arriving from Dublin, Ireland. And after that, we have Delta Airlines flight 144 at its 10 o'clock. That's an A330-300 arriving from Seattle, Washington. For those of you who are curious, the scale of chimney smoke now has negative verticality. It looks like the smoke on the right is even dropping lower. So yeah, that's what's in store right now. The gear is extending on the A330. And And Jörg says 20 memberships in the jackpot for 1k likes from his side. So if we do reach 1,000 likes in the stream while live, not only will I do an airplane dance for you guys, Jörg is also going to give away 20 memberships. If that's not worthwhile liking for, I don't know what is. This is Aer Lingus flight 604 arriving from Dublin, Ireland. Flight time 1 hour and 2 minutes. The EIXLT, that's X-Ray Lima Tango. Brand new airplane, first flight December 2024. Hey! What are they called in English? Ladybug. A ladybug on the lens of Evelyn's camera. Or at least, let me see, can we get it in the picture? No, I need to fix the autofocus. Come on, come on. No, the subject is closer by. Oh, oh. And it's gone. And it's gone. Better leave it alone.
I'll make a picture. Maybe that works.
Anyway, next up is an A330 Delta Airlines flight 144 arriving from Seattle, Washington. 9 hours and a minute on the way. Wolfgang is also going to put 10 in the jackpot, so that's 30 gifted memberships at 1,000 likes while live. And of course, an airplane dance by yours truly. Ladybird. I thought I heard ladybug, but ladybird.
Ladybug, though. I don't know what ladybird is.
Anyway. Delta once again doing a nice little wheelie there. There is a Delta wheelie competition going on here today with the Delta A330s stealing the show here. And it looks like we have crossed through 800 likes. 820, that means 180 more to go, and then a K a day keeps sadness away.
Dit is deze. Die gaat zo meteen.
Ah, Aegean, the G leaving for Athens. What's the runway assignment on EHAM CDM? That's Aegean flight 36 something?
Yeah,
what is it?
3625.
3625.
It's not the radar yet.
Does anybody have EHAM CDM open to see what runway it will be assigned to? That's the flight that Evelyn's friends will be leaving to Athens for on later.
It's not really friends, it's people I know, and they're from Australia, and they're going to Greece to go around.
Right, that's a complex story.
7-4.
7-4? What?
Looks like it.
Thank you for spotting that. That definitely is. That's CargoLux. Well spotted, thanks.
It's what I do best.
you still have those youthful eyes that see. I still remember you and Lorenzo were seeing airplanes and where in the cloud over there. Oh yeah. It's somewhere over there, but where? Oh, the cloud. Oh, there in the sky, in that blue part of the sky. Oh.
Yeah, that blue.
No, but I wouldn't have seen it. I only have flight radar with inbound traffic filtered now open, and flight radar is now focused to the north on the glide slope and everything in the vicinity to the north. So unable to see everything taking place south of me. This is another beautiful airplane, tiptoeing a little bit. Another one of Hans' favorites. It's also one of the 32 custom emojis that members have access to. If you want, you could spam the chat all green, white, yellow with it. Hey Dans, good to see you. Good to see you. Greetje, goedemiddag, good afternoon. And Andre, groetjes, tuning in from New Zealand. Also from down under. All the way across the world. Such a pity that Daft Punk's number is copyright protected. That would be such an appropriate song for our channel. Around the world, around the world. Careful. Don't trip. Don't trip. You can lift it up and or release the brakes, and you can roll it further if you choose to do so. If you trip, you trip. You will land rather softly if you land into the utility cart. And there's also still plenty of grass here, although we're doing a good job trampling it a little bit. I've been streaming here now for 3 times, and already everything is trampled and yellow. It's my carbon footprint. I demolish grass. Aphrodite asks what the flight number is of your friends. That would be Aegean 3625? Yes. 3625. Question is, will it take off from 24 or 18 left?
18 left is still invisible. It's so small.
Yeah, well, you will see the contours of it. Probably.
As long as we see it, that's the good thing.
Lisa suggests next thing to practice after the airplane dance, you're singing. That's what I have to go home to. Nag, 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 nag. Do I look like I am entertained?
I would suggest practicing in the car.
Practicing in the car, under the shower. Under the shower.
That will go worse.
See that Paul Verkloft is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Dirkie, goedemiddag. Henk, goedemiddag. Don Villejos, good afternoon. Welcome to the show, everybody else who have joined in the meantime. Hope you're doing well. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. The next airplane coming this way is Iceland Air Flight 500, and that is a 767-300ER. In the meantime, we are at 846 likes, so that's getting closer and closer to that 1K. Wolfgang and Jörg will be releasing gifted memberships at that mark, and yours truly will do an airplane dance to celebrate.
Hey, is that the police?
The police? Could be. Could be. Think you might be right. At the fence.
Yep.
At the other side.
It's the one that passed us by earlier.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Nah, they were just chatting with people who are sitting there and are enjoying the airplanes from that part. I've been contemplating going over there to do a stream from that angle as well. It's just that you need to park your car really far away unless you can strike a deal with the people that live on the other side that have their businesses there that you are allowed to park over there. There's no parking anywhere near, and means you still have a sizable walk to do, or you need to have somebody who will drop you off and then park the car and come walking towards you afterwards. But anyway, ooh, Fatback Dutch is bringing in another 10 at the 1K likes. That is amazing. Wolfgang is mentioning it. He's standing right here next to me, so Fatback Dutch and the missus.
I would, but I can't.
You would, but you can't.
Nope.
That's okay. Hey joh, het is allemaal facultatief. No need to. It's not obligatory. Another PR is also back. Good to see ya. Another PR is also here. 112 Waterweg says you can always contemplate the voice. I don't think that my voice is up to it. It's like Han already mentioned before, I have a voice for radio. or was it a face for audio and a voice for print?
Oh my god.
Iceland,
Oh.
Iceland Air, flight 500. Arriving from Reykjavik. (767). And that's a no reverse landing. It didn't even open up the slots. 767 300 And I see that Sarah is also back in the chat. Good to see you, Sarah. Alvin is speculating about the type of BMW that the police is driving. Of course, it is a resident car enthusiast.
Boy.
Ja.
Hij wist letterlijk te gokken aan een hoekje van een raam welke BMW ik een keertje aan het rijden was. Een hoekje van een raam. Hell.
Yeah, but it was also Alvin who, in a glimpse of a second, immediately noted that the K1 vehicle was one of the new Ranger Raptors. It used to be a VW. Anyway, it is now time for a double triple in fact. This is KLM flight 682 arriving from Vancouver. Vancouver, Canada, 777-300 8 hours 25 minutes on the way. The PHBVF Bravo Victor Foxtrot, 14 years old, first flight January 2011. For those of you joining us later, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. These are Polderbaan arrivals. Polderbaan, the primary runway for arrivals. Secondary runway will open up in half an hour or so from now. Orange Pride is expected pretty soon. And also expected pretty soon is the Emirates A380. Question becomes, what runway will it be assigned to?
Still before 1 p.m. So
Still ETA before 1 p.m. What's the ETA right now?
12:57.
57 still, right. We've seen it before that it had an ETA of just a couple of minutes before 1 and then it became the first airplane to go to the center runway, so I'm not going to call it just yet. Next airplane coming in is another 777. This is KLM flight 744. It is a 777-300 arriving from Lima in Peru. Peru is in Latin America. If you go up from Peru, you'll end up in flight time 11 hours and 39 minutes. This is the PHBVG. And didn't we see the BVF just now? Consecutive registrations coming in. Another no reverse. Oh, I was too early to call it. I was about to say another no reverser landing, but it's an idle reverse landing with a late deployment of the reversers. They must have done that manually then, I think. Lance wonders if I will be dancing the Polderbaan polka. I could do that, that's a good suggestion. We are still 125 likes shy of that. Also, when reaching the 1K, several people are going to gift memberships. So if you are in dire need of a gifted membership and haven't liked the stream yet, this is a very good reason to start liking the stream. In the meantime, our next airplane coming in is KLM flight 1044, arriving from Birmingham. It's a 737-800, 41 minutes on the way. The PHBCK is back. Bravo, Charlie, Kilo. 6-year-old airplane, first flight April 2019. Hey, that's a good suggestion, Frank. You should make a t-shirt for Lise with the PHBFF on it. Yeah. Or the OOLDB, which are her initials. Private suite for mothers-in-laws where they can relax and sleep while the airplane is transporting them from A to B. It's a luxury item, not on all airplanes present. It is a luxury extra. Next airplane coming in is KLM flight 1788. That's number 190 arriving from Hanover. And if you look to its left, there is KLM flight 751. And wasn't there somebody on board who had relatives or friends on board that airplane? Jan Jansen has also arrived in the chat. Good to see ya. Clouds too. And I see that Clouds also renewed his membership and just became a member again. Thank you for renewing your vote of confidence and your membership. We kept everything the way you left it, so you should know where to find stuff. But if something inadvertently got misplaced and you're struggling to find it, don't be afraid to reach out to any of the members. They'll happily help finding the stuff. The Orange Pride is also coming. The Orange Pride is also coming. It's arriving from Atlanta, Georgia, and it is now third to arrive over here. We can see it turning in the distance. And if I go bonkers with my digital zoom, go full pixel mode, you might even recognize the nose being orangey. Three airplane glide slope shot. Jerome, are you still with us? This one's for you. Etihad is also coming in. Will Etihad? Yeah, no, it's still 11. It's still 12:30. So Etihad is also coming this way. We don't get to see Etihad that often going to the runway we are standing next to. So consider that a treat. This is KLM flight 1788 arriving from Hanover. And Diana asks about the shark fins. Were you no longer in the chat where we were discussing it? This is radio. So this and the other shark fins, well, here they are more flat, but here you can also find one. Those are for radio. Those are radio antennas. Alrighty, 900 likes has been reached. We're now going to count down to the 1K mark. Airplane dance and gifted memberships at that moment. In the meantime, the next airplane coming in is KLM flight 751. It is arriving from Guayaquil, which is in it's 777-200 flight time 11 hours and a minute. It's the PHBQD. The airplane is 21 years old. First flight December 2003. Orange Pride is following behind it. The A380 is also expected within half an hour from now. Plus 20 minutes past 1, another 747 is also expected. CargoLux arriving from Miami, landing here on the Polderbaan as well. Huh? A380 assigned to Polderbaan? Yep. That is great news. Next up, PHBVA. It is a custom emoji for our members. It is the Orange Pride, of course, arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. It is a 777-300 7 hours and 29 minutes away. This airplane is now number 6 on Flight Radar, tracked by 492 people. Those are rookie numbers. We have more than double the viewers. We can get it higher up on Flight Radar, can't we? 7 hours and 29 minutes on the way. 17-year-old airplane, first flight January 2008. In the meantime, also a massive big thank you to Jay Ramey, who super chatted and wrote he will be on this KLM flight from Atlanta on July 31st. Mate, looking forward to that. If you are coming to the Netherlands, come hit me up if you are ever in the vicinity, Jay. And thank you so much for the super chat. The message quickly drowning in an orange chat. And that's exactly what the custom emojis are for, guys. Spamming. Spamming with custom emojis. I encourage you all to do that. Jay, thank you so much for your super chat, mate. Looking forward to your arrival here. July 31st. What day of week will that be? Gary in Amsterdam also flown in it a couple of times. You mean the flight or the Orange Pride itself? So, good tidings we have for you guys. The A380 from Emirates is going to land here on the Polderbaan, the runway we are standing next to. The airplane that you see as number 2 now is Etihad Cargo. And we don't get to see them in morning streams that often, so I am very thrilled to see it now on the glide slope here and landing here in a matter of minutes. Here in the foreground we have one of the many EasyJets that we have seen already. Dubrovnik is where it is arriving from, Croatia. 2 hours and 16 minutes, this airplane is now underway. One of the many Austrian registered airplanes, OELSU, that's Lima Sierra Uniform. First flight was in March 2024, makes it a year old. And the Orange Pride from ATL. Lucky you then, Gary. The number of likes keep increasing. I see that Tina reports 932. I'm busy here filming, but I'm sure we'll get there eventually. Clouds asks if it is windy. Have a look in the meter. Scale of chimney smoke now once again shows a bit of horizontality, but there's definitely wind and it is all perpendicular to the runway heading. There's definitely arousal in the windsock, as you guys can see. Etihad now next to land here, Etihad Cargo. Flight 917 arriving from Abu Dhabi. That's a 777 freighter, 6 hours and 20 minutes on the way. Registration Alpha 6 Delta Delta Echo. It's an airplane that is 9 years old. Its first flight was in February 2016. Play leaving the station. PlayStation. Yeah, the PlayStation goes. Oh dear. I think it might do a turn and also come this way.
I think it will go that way.
Even the windsock is excited for that airplane dance. Lisa says, how far along are we? 947 and counting. And guys, don't forget to subscribe if you are also dropping in the likes. Subscribing is also a way to support the channel, help us reach a wider audience of like-minded people. Plus, it allows you the opportunity to put on notifications so that whenever I will announce another stream, you get notified immediately. Etihad is now next to land, flight 917, Etihad Cargo. Personally, I like the livery. It's one of the shiniest, particularly if the sun is shining on it. Reversing? Little bit. Right. The fax is also coming to the Polderbaan, Jeroen Viergever says. The PHAXE. Now, in case you guys hadn't noticed already, at Schiphol there's always a lot to see, and this is flight 263 arriving from Warsaw. It's number 175, and we have a linear 3-airplane glide slope shot. 2 more airplanes visible over there. It's just a bit hard to see compared with a blue sky backdrop. The milkiness in the sky. It's higher up, you can see it. It doesn't impede our glide slope visibility, it just makes the contrast lower because of the backdrop, the milky backdrop. First airplane to arrive is lot flight 263, arriving from Warsaw. 1 hour and 46 minutes on the way. That's a 13-year-old airplane, first flight February 2012. So, the Orange Pride just now landed, the Emirates A380 is coming, and so too is a Boeing 747. Cannot stress it enough, if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around. The Emirates A380 is already in Dutch airspace, it has been assigned to the Polderbaan. The next airplane after that is CargoLux, arriving from Miami, Florida. ETA of 120, it's arriving from the west, so that is also going to go to the Polderbaan. If you don't have to be anywhere, stick around. In the meantime, more ladybugs or ladybirds. Ladybirds. Oh, if there's 2 of them, you better leave them alone. They might be in the mood to create more ladybugs. A very polished landing, and also a butt shot for us to see. Doekman wonders what will be first, 1K likes or the A380. We are now at 962, so I think it's probably going to be the A380 then. Next airplane coming in, Eastern Airways flight 1020 on behalf of KLM, Embraer 170. And Embraer 170 long range no less. The airplane has flown 247 nautical miles, 48 minutes it has taken to get here. 20-year-old airplane, first flight somewhere in 2005, the month not specified on flight radar. Hey there, Alex Lightfoot, good to see ya. Daniel RA says, imagine having a full A380 and A380 full of people to watch and cheer for your dance. Well, if the A380 is landing, unfortunately they will not be seeing me dance because I have to prioritize, and of course I will film the landing first. Business first, then pleasure. You know what order we need to be working in. Next airplane coming in is KLM flight 938, arriving from Glasgow. 1 hour and 3 minutes on the way. This is a 6-year-old airplane, first flight March 2019. Gav, good afternoon. Good afternoon to all others who have joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're standing at the Polderbaan. Well, we have a bit of crosswind. The A380 has been assigned to the Polderbaan. If you join us later, you may have missed 2 747s landing here on this runway already. A third one is on the way. Its ETA is 1:20 p.m. local time, so that's in just over half an hour from now. So if the A380 has landed, stick around. There is another 747 that we are going to wait for. It's arriving from Miami, from the west. That should land on the runway these airplanes are now still landing on. We're inching closer towards the 1K likes. How far along are we now? Not far, I guess. Not It's 973. There you go. Right, time to end. Thank you all for joining. That's the end of the stream. Nah. Lame. Lame. Yillard says, boy is only allowed to stop with the live stream as soon as the 1K likes are reached. Yeah, no sooner will we stop. Pretty sure we'll get there. What a great support once again. If we are going to reach a K of likes. It's not a race for likes. The only thing is that it probably helps to bring in more awesome people like you guys already are, that are into live aviation streams but who just don't know the channel yet. That's the predominant reason I ask you, if you are enjoying the stream, to like and subscribe, because those are ways to help this channel promote its content to new people, bring in more people. You can already see it is a tremendously awesome live chat, a lot of banter, something I take great pride in. And the A350 1000, and we also crossed through 1,000 likes, so I guess I now have to make do and give you guys what you are wanting. An airplane dance. Let's see. What traffic do we have? It's all narrow bodies for the time being, so there's a perfect way, the perfect time to do so. Let me see where is the best space to be doing that airplane dance. It's probably... Oh, and the fish are doing splishy splashy. Alright, this is where we have a free path. And let me zoom out, fixate the camera, the angle, autofocus, there we go. And we're off! Yay! We have the airplane dance, ladies and gentlemen. 1K likes, thank you all so much. Avis Live going crazy. Thank you all so much. And now we're back at that moment where it is raining gifted memberships in the chat. That is insane. I will have to be quick before the A380 is becoming visible. I am first going to scroll up because my phone tells me the highlighted messages better. Let me see, I think with the words filtering with the word send, I should be able to see them all. No, that doesn't work. Here we go. Scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. This is the boring bit. This is the boring bit where I need to scroll up and find all these gifted memberships. It began with Wolfgang. I think I am at the stage where we can see them. Think it started here with Wolfgang, 10 gifted memberships, and then it was Jörg with 20 gifted memberships and Han with 5 gifted memberships, and each of you will get the time you guys deserve. Austria Wolf, JD, Wolfgang, Jörg, Han next, and then Dukman. Mates, thank you all so much. 1,000 likes and a shitload of gifted memberships. Han, Jörg, Wolfgang, Dukman. Dukman too. 10 gifted memberships by Dukman. And then it was Patrick. And then it was Patrick. Need to be quick, need to be quick. Then it was Patrick gifting 5 memberships. And I need to be quick. And then it was Klaas. Scroll, 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 scroll. Scroll, 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 scroll. Scroll, 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 scroll. There we go. Klaas as well with 10 gifted memberships. Truly, truly amazing. And then it was Greetje as well. The A380 is flying base. We still have a few moments. I'm not going to lose track of where the A380 is because that's why you guys are also tuning in here to see. Don't forget guys that there is also a 747 underway that is expected around 1:20. Greetje, Grandma on Wheels, also gifting 5 memberships, and Evelyn is a member again. Thanks to Greetje, Grandma on Wheels. Welcome back. That is absolutely amazing. And I think we're almost done. Thomas also gifting 10 memberships. Shit keeps on going. Absolutely amazing guys, absolutely amazing. Thank you all so much for so many gifted memberships. And then it was also Jay Ramey who sent a gifted membership. Guys, thank you all so much. I know I sound like a broken record. I keep saying it, but it's just insane the amount of support and memberships. Guys, thank you all so much. I cannot stress enough how thankful I am with such a tremendously generous and awesome audience as you guys. Thank you all so much to those who gifted memberships. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. Those who just now received a membership, don't forget to say thank you to whoever gifted you the membership. If you are a member, don't forget to have fun with the custom emojis. They are there for a reason. There's 32 of them. You can use them for a month. If you like the membership, consider renewing it or maybe gifting somebody else a membership. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge members. If you are a new member, you can now find a couple of custom emojis that you can use. For instance, Emirates, the A380, Quad Squad, just to name a few. Here it is, the A380, it is turning in. There are a few airplanes preceding it. It's still a bit further away. That also gives me time to once again go back to the computer screen because now also Sarah Deal, the real deal, went at it as well. Sarah also just now gifting 10 memberships. Sarah, thank you as well so much. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Sarah if you are one of the recipients of her gifted memberships. Absolutely tremendously insane. Really don't know what else to say, but thank you all so much. And of course, if you think that this stream and this channel is something that other people you know might also be interested in, share the word, spread the word I should say. Outer gear extending, the inner main gear will be next. There they come. Yeah, fixate the tilt axis. It's the flying bathtub, as Lance likes to call it. And indeed, Frank, this dance is proudly brought to you by Wings Vodka. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Whenever we are going to reach 1,000 likes in a stream from now on, I will be doing an airplane dance. And after 1k, it'll be every 500. So a k, 1500, 2000, etc. The next airplane coming in is the Emirates A380 flight 147 arriving from Dubai International, the Alpha 6 Echo Delta Kilo. It's an A380 that is now 6 hours and 28 minutes on the way. It's the number 3 on Flight Radar. How can it not be the number 1? Nominal flight duration, the airplane is 15 years old. Its first flight was in January 2010. Now let me also quickly go over to the computer because Fatbike Dutch has also added to the gifted memberships. Can I quickly find the message? The answer is yes, I can. Fatbike Dutch, thank you so much. Fatbike Dutch standing a couple of meters away from me so I can look him in the eye and thank him personally. Thank you so much for the gifted membership, and I hope that everybody who received a gifted membership from you just now will say thank you to you or dankjewel. Welcome to the Sky Lounge and Fatbike Dutch. Thank you so much for your gifted memberships. Much appreciated. Ja, tuurlijk. Geen probleem. We do have to time it strategically because this is now the A380 coming in, but after the A380 I'll happily do a picture with you. Absolutely, no problem. This is Emirates Flight 147 arriving from Dubai. More gifted memberships, Michael, Videos and L and AJ as well. I see you guys. I am now going to stick with filming the A380. And we are in luck, guys. KLM Flight 1270 is already approaching the center runway. So we were really lucky to see the A380 being directed to the Polderbaan because almost immediately behind it, the first airplane to the center runway is already approaching. Spool up the reversers, let's hear it. That is flipping amazing. Ordinarily, that Hitachi excavator should not be there. If you guys are looking for an excavator that you can annoy other people with, that is good at standing in the way, look no further. Hitachi is the way to go. Now folks, don't go away. In 20 minutes from now we still are going to see a CargoLux 747 which is going to arrive from Miami, Florida. It is going to be landing here in 20 or so minutes from now. Let's pose. Absolutely amazing. Should you also be in the picture? Nee? Oké. Oh, het moet wel leuk blijven. Sorry. Nee, dat leek me juist dat je dan er ook bij moest, toch? Niet?
Dat is toch juist leuk?
Right. We ought to be seeing the A380 pretty soon again. There were still memberships being gifted while the A380 landed. Let me quickly scroll up. That's Michael, Videos and L and also AJ. Scroll. There we go. Also a belated massive thank you to Michael, Videos and L, who also just now went ahead and gifted 5 memberships as the A380 was landing. And warm welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, those new members who just received a gifted membership from Michael, Videos and L. Don't forget to say thank you if you are one of the recipients. Also, oh wait, no, that's the recipient, and there is... Where...
Ik heb een lidmaatschap van hem gekregen. Hey, dankjewel.
People are gifting memberships and also receiving memberships over here. There we go. AJ gifting a membership, and the recipient of that membership is... That's Michael. AJ, thank you so much for your gifted membership as well. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines, all the new members. Absolutely amazing. So many new members. Don't forget to use the custom emojis that you now have at your disposal, guys. 32 of them. They're there for a reason, to be enjoyed and have fun with. So by all means, use them however you see fit, guys. Odd asks, how many members do you now have? That's a good question. I am unable to see that right away. I would have to look into the computer and see if I can see in YouTube Studio. Not sure if we are able to get to that right away and if it is already updated. I am now looking in YouTube Studio. It now says 1249. 1249. So that means there are 350 more needed before we are at the 1600 mark, where we are going to get the 33rd custom emoji. So like I said before, and like I explained before already, it is a process where a lot of memberships get gifted, and then after a month a lot also go away again. Now have a look with me on Flight Radar. The next airplane of interest to be coming this way is flying over the Gulf of Yorkshire. It is CargoLux arriving from Miami. Its ETA is 126. That'll be the last airplane of today's show. I'm sticking around until it has landed. It is arriving from the east. The current wind is now 13 knots. The wind is increasing. We have crosswind from the west. Means that the airplanes are going to crab more and more. It's nice and warm, 19 degrees C. Let me quickly paste the meter in the ticker, and then it is back to filming the departures, the arrivals. Paste and adjust the font color to black, and then the right font size. There we go. Alrighty. Oh, Evelyn also have to go back to the... Hard to stream when I constantly have to keep going back in the chat. Evelyn, what are you doing? That is a very generous super chat. Why are you doing that? You don't have to do that. I can't contribute to members. Why is that?
It requires PayPal and I don't have PayPal.
Ah, it requires PayPal, huh? So you can do super chats, but you cannot do memberships because there's different payment methods for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. That's unfortunate.
Also, if you're on an iPhone, you have to go to Safari and put the Safari to desktop option, so you can then give members.
That's extremely elaborate. That's extremely elaborate. Okay, so a very super generous super chat by Evelyn, who writes, I can't contribute to members, but I can do this magic. Anyways, keep up the streams. Thank you so much. You really did not have to do that. It's already a pleasure to see you again in live person again after such a long absence. Thank you so much, Evelyn. Really, you didn't have to do that. Really, you didn't. So the wind is picking up. Parallel arrivals have begun, ladies and gentlemen. And a Turkish A330 arrival from Istanbul is going to land on the center runway pretty soon. This is the airplane preceding it. For the time being, quite a few narrow bodies. That's a KLM Embraer, and over here we have a 737, which is going to go to Faro. It's arriving from Faro, of course. Transavia flight 56, 737-800. Stacy also back in the chat. Good to see you, Stacy. Captain Eddie Boss is also back in the chat. Good to see you, Captain Eddie Boss. Alrighty. So at the moment, parallel arrivals have begun. It's always between 1 and 2. There's an inbound rush hour, and with wind blowing like it is today, the secondary runway today is the center runway. Means that after this Transavia has landed, we should have a good view on Turkish flight 1957, which is arriving from Istanbul. In 20 minutes from now, the last airplane is going to land here. That's going to be the CargoLux 747 arriving from Miami, Florida. Transavia flight 5356 and Transavia flight 5760 is behind it. In the meantime, the Turkish has also become visible a bit better. It is right there. This is Turkish Airlines flight 1957 arriving from Istanbul in Turkey. It's an A330-300, flight time 3 hours and 5 minutes. And that is a nominal flight duration. Istanbul Amsterdam usually averages around 3 hours. The airplane is 11 years old, first flight November 2013. And Aphrodite already lets us know that the CargoLux has been assigned to the Polderbaan. That comes as unexpected news. No, as expected news. But it is always nice to get confirmation. Wind is definitely starting to become a bit more drafty, a bit more gusty. Fatback Dutch says, we go home, long drive to Venlo. he's taking a picture of me right as he's about to leave. Thank you so much for joining me here today, Mrs. Fatback Dutch. Thank you as well for joining me here. Hey, dankjewel. Ja, oh, nou, super. Ik neem het strakjes als ik dan wordt dat mijn lunch. Dan wordt dat mijn lunch. Dank jullie wel. Super lief van jullie. Fatback Dutch and Mrs. Fatback Dutch are saying goodbye. They are going back to Venlo, which is in the southeast of the Netherlands, in the province of Limburg. Hey, wel thuis. Goeie reis. Tot ziens.
Hey, dankjewel hè, nogmaals. Ja, doen we.
Alrighty. Next airplane to arrive over here is going to be an Air France A320 arriving from Paris-Charles de Gaulle. Before that, also a massive big thank you to Dan Schaap, who is just super stickering a character holding their head in their hand saying incredible. Dan, thank you so much for your generosity and for the support. Much appreciated, mate. Thank you so much. Martin Wilson is also back in the chat. A bit late today here. Have I missed the dance? You certainly have. You missed an airplane dance. You also missed the Orange Pride. You also missed the A380 landing on the Polderbaan if you only joined us just now. 2 747s have already landed. We are now sticking around until CargoLux will have landed here on Polderbaan, where it has already been assigned to. It is expected in 15 minutes from now, and it's going to be the last airplane of the day. After that, I will have to wrap up, as much as I am sorry for it, but my agenda for today is full. Need to go back home in time, much more scheduled. This is Saudia flight 215, a Dreamliner in still the old livery with the beige, which I personally think is a tad boring. I do like the new livery with white and the green stripe way better. Air baguette, oui oui, omelette du fromage, vin rouge. Magnifique, superbe. Frank says, all guests gone, you're now Sylvester alone. Well, I'm not exactly alone here yet. And there are still a lot of people here at the Polderbaan. Have a look. Also, have a look back. Quite a few people are still here today. And this is K1, that's the new Ranger Raptor, which Alvin, our resident car spotter, immediately noticed upon seeing it for the first time.
Alvin is such a nerd for cars.
Alvin is a big nerd for cars. Is that a bicycle rack at the back? Hey, it does not say K1. Oh no, wait, it was K5 that...
Whoa! A Falcon.
A Falcon?
Geen. Above us. In the world, there.
Ah, BizJet.
Oh, lekker geluid.
Yeah, they do have a very typical sound, don't they?
Is that a Falcon? It looks like it.
I'm not sure what it is. People in the chat will undoubtedly be able to see on Flight Radar. And I will probably too if I zoom out and close the window. Yeah. Bombardier Global 6000.
Barrier, yeah, that is a Falcon.
It's a very teeny tiny entry level BizJet. Arriving from Seattle. Is that Seattle, Washington? BFI? Or is that a different airport? Hey, dankjewel. Thanks for joining. Wel thuis?
Seattle Boeing Field.
Oké, Boeing Field.
Waar de heck is
Ja, dat is in Seattle, Washington. It's the Boeing Airfield. In Seattle. In Washington State.
Why?
Because they probably went and visited Boeing.
In a private jet.
In a private jet. Probably executives.
In a private jet that is not Boeing. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, well, you gotta go with the best. If Bombardier is the best, then guess that's what you have to go with.
Not even a private jet of 3? God damn it.
Let's see.
Hey, have a nice day.
Hey, thanks. Wel thuis. Doei doei. Let's see. Next up. Hey, these are all airplanes. Are they going to do a runway inspection? All the airplanes I'm not seeing are going to the wrong runway. Yeah, the bird control is over there. He's not yet on the runway. He's driving over there, so he's not exactly doing an inspection yet. But right now, all the airplanes coming in, or are they? Is the airplane arriving from Kristiansand turning in? That's what I'm now wondering. Is it now turning onto the runway or not? No, it's just patrolling around it. It doesn't seem to be entering the runway. Okie dokie. We do have another airplane turning in now. Embraer 175 arriving from Kristiansand. Flight 1186 has just turned in further to the north. That's going to be the next airplane to arrive over here. In the meantime, scrolling up. Scrolling up. Nope, scrolling down. Scrolling up. Huh? Pretty sure I ought to see a message from Peter that I should be able to highlight. What happened? Huh? That's weird. I am missing the message from Peter that I can highlight. A very generous super sticker. And why am I not seeing it? It ought to be highlighted. Let me see if I can do that again. There it is. Inadvertently was still filtered and enabled. Peter van der Steen is saying goodbye, and he does so with a very generous super sticker there. Mate, thank you so much. I inadvertently had the letter B in my search window, and that meant that a filter was enabled, and that's why I missed the message. Peter, thank you for joining, mate. It's a pity that you need to leave already because the 747, which will be our last airplane for today, is expected in just minutes from now. But if you need to leave now, thank you for joining, Peter, and hope to see you again on the next one. Also a massive big thank you for the super sticker, mate. Ultimate Boy, goedemiddag. So for those of you who are joining later, welcome to the show. CargoLux should be flying to our west. You have the good eyes of the two of us. you try to find it. It is, yeah, it is flying now in the vicinity of Beverwijk, Heemskerk and Castricum. It's a bit further out to sea already. The milky backdrop makes it really hard to see anything. And there are also some low-level clouds. So we are looking in the general direction over there, because that's where the CargoLux ought to be flying. Yeah, it's really challenging to see airplanes properly with such a milky backdrop. It is now minutes away from us. This is Sky, and Sky says Greece is bliss still. Nothing has changed. No live stream tomorrow, Yellard. That's absolutely right. My next streaming day in the upcoming week, if the weather is good enough, should be on Thursday again. I am seeing that the 747 is probably going to become the third airplane to arrive. They are separated spatially rather generously right now. First airplane coming in. This is KLM flight 1186, Embraer 175, arriving from Christiansand. 1 hour and 14 minutes on the way. And that was a bit bouncy. Jörg will hop off for today. Again, like I also said to Peter just now, if you really need to go right now, I guess that's your time to go then. But Jörg, look at flight radar, CargoLux, it is almost coming. It's base, flying base, turning final. I think, had it been a perfectly blue sky, we would have been able to see it already. CargoLux is now number 2. It's going to follow this airplane, which is Ryanair flight 3100. Is that it? It is it, isn't it? Yes, got it. It's just pixels still, but there you go. Last airplane of today's show. CargoLux arriving from Miami, Florida. The spatial separation between it and the preceding Ryanair is so great that I am going to follow this landing first, and then all my attention will go. There, attaboy, Jörg, 5 more minutes. That's all you need. That's also when I will wrap up after the the 747 has landed.
Strange A380.
Sorry?
Strange A380, not full deck A380?
What? Where? Oh, the A3. Oh, the A380 coming in next. Yeah, it's not a full twin deck, indeed.
It's an A380 700. Trust.
It's yeah. I have to say it is the best looking A380 though. Hey, Captain Letdown on board Ryanair. Is that a Dutchie? They probably have flown for Dutch airlines before. Not using the reversers and whatnot. A thoroughblood Ryanair pilot would have gone full blast on the reversers and our ears would now be bleeding. Guess we'll have to wait till another day for that. There she is, the gear extending as we speak. Or has it already fully extended? I think it might have. You can see that the clouds are in the way. Ricardo is leaving. Thank you for joining, Ricardo. But don't forget, there is a 747 still coming, Ricardo. And Mike Warenga says, good afternoon, greetings from Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro, that's very close to globally speaking. Evelyn is sighing. That's really far-fetched. Not as far as Ecuador. Yeah, no. I'm going to refrain from my lame jokes. Keep them for when the in-laws are arriving later today. Typical dad jokes. Yeah, I would make a good dad joker. Or do I? Am I already one? I guess I already am one. And the dad jokes are my children. Anyway, last airplane of the day, guys. After that, I am going to wrap it up. Should be back again on Thursday, weather permitting. If we are going to have rain in the morning, you can count on an afternoon stream. I will announce my stream, the location, the time, as soon as I can. That will probably be later on Wednesday. This is CargoLux, arriving from Miami, Florida. It is a 747-400 freighter. 7 hours and 48 minutes on the way. It is not a 748 though. The airplane's registration is Lima X-Ray Mike Charlie Lima. This airplane is 18 years old already. First flight December 2006. I had just graduated from university a year prior for the first time. The second time was in 2017. So I started working shortly thereafter. First time, long time ago already. Reversers, question mark? Yes. A worthy last airplane. A worthy last airplane of the day. Now hopefully next time I'll be visiting the Polderbaan, which will be undoubtedly in the next week somewhere. Hopefully the Hitachi excavator will have gone. I'm counting on it. In the meantime, CargoLux is vacating. The spoilers already gone down. The flaps are slowly moving up. Or are they still waiting with that? No, they're moving up. They're retracting it as we speak. They're retracting them, plural. Right. The Hitachi blocking our view just a little bit. From here we should be able to see it taxiing out in a few more moments. That was our last airplane for today's show. I am going to wrap it up now. I want to thank each and every one of you for today's show. I had a blast and I hope you guys did too. A big thank you to Evelyn for joining me here for Ground Crew, and also all the other people who joined here for Ground Crew. It was a tremendously awesome stream here today. I had great fun. Thank you all so much for joining me here and keeping me company. And also a massive big thank you to all of you for the likes, for the super chats, the super stickers, the many gifted memberships. And I hope that everybody who received a gifted membership today will thank the gifter at some point. Don't forget to have fun with the custom emojis, guys. Use them next time when we will be out again later in the week, hopefully on Thursday. Also, a massive big thank you to the mods for keeping the chat friendly and accessible to all. You guys all rock, and you guys are what makes this such an awesome community. Hope to see you all again on Thursday. Be safe and see you soon, guys. Bye for now.